Welcome back to the Coast to Coast podcast. I'm joined with my lovely co-hosts, Anthony and Barufi. We are
Mhm.
here having a lovely episode today. Good to be back. Had some technical difficulties last week, but we are going to hit the ground running. What do you got for us, Anthony?
We've got an action-packed episode, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited. Yeah, again, apologies for technical difficulties last week. We tried to get this episode recorded last Friday, but my internet completely crashed out. I don't know what was wrong or what even happened, but it took a lot of really convoluted shit to get it working again. But we're here. Hopefully, it's stable throughout the whole episode, so we can get this going. But yeah, how are you guys doing tonight?
I almost dropped
Doing
my tea
good.
on me, so that was lovely.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I'm doing great. Other than that, I'm doing great. Yeah,
It's not a coast to
Yeah.
coast
absolutely.
episode without almost spilling something. Let's be real here.
I
Oh, of
remember
course.
I've had a few things happen to me already. The microphone arm that you guys are seeing here, it fell or like unscrewed
I
itself.
remember that.
Yeah, I do. And you see, my room is darker than it looks on the camera. So I was looking at it's a tiny little screw. I maybe spent like 15 minutes looking for it during the episode. Because I can't talk with the microphone falling like this, like it keeps falling, so I couldn't talk.
Dude just needs to get the basic right here. Talk right
Yeah,
into
there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Maybe or
Or
just treat
above you,
just
right,
treat your
Anthony?
arm better. My arm is fantastic. It's got nothing. Use this
What are you
microphone.
trying to say?
This microphone's like 5 years old at this point. It's done a fantastic job.
Dude,
It looks nice.
I have the most jerry-rigged fucking setup compared to you guys.
Hey, look,
Hey,
this is how.
I got fucking spotlights, bitch.
Yeah, you
You
see it.
take
That's a
that.
good point. Yeah, you do have the spotlights. Yeah, that'll be the next step. I'll get like a ring light maybe, as a next step for me.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. But yeah,
Mhm.
nothing much new with me. Just hanging in there, chilling out, watching those football games. Unfortunately, the worst possible outcome occurred, but at the same time, quite expected, based on what you think. Like, just think logically about the weekend, and those two games were gonna end up in that way, probably. And here we are with the Super Bowl, Chiefs versus Eagles. Congratulations to the two teams. I don't want to take anything away from them. Regardless of the controversial calls in either game. The Bills had an opportunity to win the game at the end there. They failed to do so. Even again, very controversial stuff. I know it's very hot button. Um, but it's just unfortunate. And then same thing with the Commanders. Again, really controversial stuff in the officiating, but obviously that one was a little bit more decisive in the score line, so it didn't impact the game nearly as much. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically it for me, guys. On that front,
God, Kincaid is mid. We can say it. He's a bust. The
I feel like
expectations he is not living up to.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I probably haven't said it on the show before, but maybe in private calls or maybe in a Discord channel. I think like earlier this year I did say like he's like very underwhelming. Really, he's supposed to have broken out last year and then have supposed to break out this year, especially with the abscess of talent, supposedly at the Bills receiving position, but he never did it. So yeah, that's a tough one. Another first round tight end that looks like a bust. It's becoming more and more difficult to reconcile drafting that position so early, I guess, because the skill tree or whatever, the skill ceiling for a lot of these guys is pretty low. And you look at the tight ends who have dominated the NFL in recent seasons, like Travis Kelsey, Mark Andrews, George Kittle, Sam Laporta, even. These are outside of the first round. Sam Laporta second round, but wasn't Kelsey a fourth round pick? Kittle was a fifth round pick. Mark Andrews a third, I think. So looks like
Yeah,
the real
later on.
value
Yeah,
for tight ends is day two, early day three.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bowers is so far the only tight end that's like come out in recent years that like we knew didn't have good blocking, but is still panning out. Like
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts, we knew he was a shitty blocker, but we are like, oh, look at the elite athleticism. He's 20 years old. Let's take the pick at number 4. Well, Jamar Chase is still available. Then you have like we said just a second ago, Dalton Kincaid, not a good blocker. Let's take him in the first round.
Right.
What happened? Didn't work out very well.
Yeah.
Noah Fant, not a good blocker, didn't work out too well. It's like if you're gonna take a tight end in the first round, he clearly needs to be like either otherworldly elite as a receiver, like Brock Bowers is, or
Yep.
he at minimum needs to also have the blocking to go with the
Yeah,
receiving.
can't be
Yeah.
one dimensional.
Yeah, because at this point you're taking them to be a receiver one, and they're clearly not panning out as such.
Right, right, exactly. Yep,
Unless
same sentiments for me. And yeah, you're absolutely
unless for
right.
this Penn State kid. This Penn State kid, I'm
Yeah,
I'm pretty fucking high on. He's
mm.
my number one offensive player.
Oh wow, that's high praise. We shall see.
That is high.
This
That
tight
is
end
high.
classes, I haven't done enough yet to have a great opinion. I've looked at a couple guys, but it's looking to be a pretty solid, at least a fairly deep class overall, especially compared to other positions which are really top heavy. So we'll see what happens. We could have a stud. And you're right, Brock Bowers is like the one example in recent memory of a first round pick tight end that has taken off. You know,
Mhm.
cross your fingers or whatever for the jinx next year where he just magically is awful or something. That would be really weird.
Play
But
like shit, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
but yeah. So, what were your guys' other thoughts on this weekend of games? I know we kind of got into it a little bit with some bantering about the officiating on both games, frankly. But yeah, give me your guys' thoughts.
Go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
sick of making excuses for Josh Allen. I like. I don't want to say this game is his fault because he played well, and the fact that he even got that throw off to Kincaid at all is pretty mind-boggling given the
Yeah.
circumstances. But there's also a lot of criticism on that play. Why are you not throwing it to? I think it was Khalil Shakur who was wide open on the left side flat, which I guess you probably didn't see him, but we're talking about he is the best quarterback in football. That's who we are comparing him to. You got to know where your dump off is when you're hot. And Shakir had zero players in front of him. He had one cornerback and then a blocker, and he clearly would have got the first down. It would have been an easy walk in first down for him. You got to know where your dump off is. You got to know what to do in those situations. You can't just scramble for your ass when you only need half a yard. Or, sorry, not half a yard, but you only need so many yards, and you have a guy who's wide open with a blocker. You got to know who to throw to in that circumstance, especially when Khalil Shakur has been your number one receiver for the entire season. It's just it's bad football IQ as an elite NFL quarterback. So, do I think he played poorly? No, but I'm not willing to make excuses for him in this game. Do I think the officiating was a little favorable to one side, especially in review? Yes, but I'm not going to sit here and argue that because I'm kind of just sick of talking about it.
So that's interesting that you have that take on that
Um,
play because Barufy and I both come up on the other side of it. I think, unless Barufy's changed his tone on that, I think where he fails, and it might not even be him failing there. I'm not sure whether how much say he has in calling his own protections or anything, but I think the failure of that play is not adjusting for that blitz. You have
yeah,
three
my
extra
exact
rushers on
stance.
that right side, but you still have all the offensive linemen shifting to the left. Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of guys in your face. So if that's his fault, then yeah, he needs to adjust. He needs to call that better pre-snap. If it's just a protection fault and he doesn't call the protections, then that's an offensive coordinator and just entire staff in general's fault. But yeah, I mean, at the point where a lot of people, and I'm not saying you specifically, but where a lot of people who have made that comment, at the point where they want them to throw that ball, it's like a half second after this, like 1 second after the snap, his eyes are on the blitzers because like he needs to make sure that he evades them, and Shakir is just coming out of his swing, so
He's still behind the
he's
line of
still
scrimmage.
behind the line of scrimmage, and frankly, he's still not moving toward the line of scrimmage at that
I
point.
mean, think about it. He's behind the line of scrimmage, 5 yards to gain the first down. He's like 8 yards off of the first down. He's far from the first down at that point where the blitz comes.
That's just at the point where I've seen a lot of people screenshot it, and so maybe you think he could have thrown it a little bit later and taken a hit or something, which he took a hit anyway on the play. But at the point where a lot of people are screenshotting and point clicking, with their laser pointers on the play, is at that very moment where Shakir is just then, like, he's still not breaking toward the sticks. He's still flattened on that swing route. So I don't know if that's a great play or the move. Obviously, it's the move you wish you could make in retrospect, but I'm not going to really blame him for not seeing that when there are three guys in his face and he's just trying to make a play. And frankly, the fact that the ball was close enough to be caught in the first, like that
It is
shows
a heroic play.
that shows how unique his athletic ability is in general to be able to throw that off it like completely off
Yeah.
platform, take a hit right after. And again,
Into
I don't want
Kincaid's
to
hands.
yeah, and I don't want to blame everything on Kincaid. Obviously, it's not his job to stop and then go back to the ball when his route was, basically a post. But at the same time, he did have
Rewatching the play, yeah, no, there was no chance Shakur would have got that first down.
yeah, and but the other thing about Kincaid, where I do think he deserves criticism, is his ball tracking ability in the air. Like he saw the ball up in the air a while before he decided to make an adjustment. And I
He
think
saw it.
he
Yeah.
could have made an
Saw it way
adjustment
before.
quicker, where he didn't even have to dive for it. Maybe just fall into it
Yeah,
or
it's a
something.
really bad play on the ball.
Right, exactly. But again, it's not entirely his fault. The ball is inaccurate, of course, but he had enough time to adjust himself to make that catch and make it a much more easy catch instead of the one that he dives for and misses, So, yeah, that was tough. Although at the same time, Josh Allen was really inaccurate to start too. Like there were two what should have been interceptions for the Chiefs on that opening drive for the Bills. So he had a couple really shaky throws at the start, and I thought when those first throws happened, I'm like, oh god, this is not going to be good. But then he really locked in. He made some really tight window throws, and I thought he played fantastically. The run game, they didn't lean into the run game nearly enough at the very end there. Like,
No,
that's
no. James
the
Cook was playing phenomenal.
James Cook was cooking, and
Yeah.
against a fairly solid run defense as well, especially in the front seven, if you will. And they stopped. And on that final drive, they ran 6 offensive plays, and not a single one was a run. And I understand you're low on time and everything, but that's what's been working. And you could have very well gotten a first down earlier, maybe on second
No,
down or
that final
something.
drive they ran a run because they
I
ran a toss on the first play and it got blown up at the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so they ran one run, and that was okay. See, I thought that play was the drive before, and I'm pretty sure that one went to Ty Johnson, though, didn't it? It didn't go to Cook. Cook wasn't on the field, if I remember the
I'm
play
not.
correctly. I think it was Ty
I'm
Johnson.
not certain on that. They were giving the ball to Ty Johnson more than I would have liked. He got way too many carries in this game.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, if James Cook is working, let it work. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
working all game, and he had a fantastic game. And so I critique the defensive course and the offensive play calling a lot more. Even that 3rd and 10 play, right before the 4th and 5, I really don't understand the alignment or the personnel on that play. The play itself is fine, and frankly, Amari Cooper, if he beats the one guy who trips him, that's a first down and maybe possibly a touchdown if he could turn on the Jets. But I just feel like that's such a higher percentage play if it goes if Shakir's the one receiving the ball, who has way better transition, especially at this point in Amari Cooper's career, who has a way better transition to a ball carrier, who's a lot more shifty and slippery and
Yep.
can break through those
Yeah, we
tackles and
talked about
quick.
it. Yeah.
Where you could have Amari Cooper, who's a much larger body, blocking, or even Mac Hollins, who is a great blocker. So
Yep.
the personnel on that play is more problematic than the play itself, I think. But that's just one play. I do think the play calling in general could have really been improved in that second half. They were cooking in the third quarter, and then it kind of stalled out in the fourth. It was really weird.
I I didn't see you rebuttal this, but on the fourth down where he was short, I I'm very confident that they had the first down on that third down play, and I felt like overall spotting the ball was pretty consistently backwards. I felt like a lot of time they weren't giving them yards at all in this game on both sides, not just the
Yeah,
Bills. Um,
I could agree with that for
but
sure.
I felt like for sure he had the first down on that third down play. Obviously they don't review that play, so it's just based on the line judge, but it was spotted pretty far from where he landed. Like
Mm.
they took probably a full yard away from him on that play.
I would have to look at that one more. Not just not just on a replay, but like live and whatnot, to have a good opinion on that. But one thing I did notice is, and even I pushed back on that Matt Collins reception because it is a lot closer to the 5 than people were crediting on Twitter. A lot of people said he should have been down at like the 2. I'm like, he's not even close to the 2. But what I think happened actually, because I still disagreed with the spot, it should have been closer to the 4 than the 5. I think, like maybe
I
even
agree with
halfway in
that.
between. But
I agree with that.
it felt like on a couple of occasions they were spotting it where the knee went down as opposed to where the ball was when the knee went down, but they were
That's
just
what it
spotting
looked
the
like when I
knee.
saw. Yeah,
So on a couple plays, I think that's what happened, and maybe that's what happened on the on the Kincaid reception there as well. As far as the
I
fourth,
don't have
go
I
ahead.
don't have the video for this. Um, but that's the screenshot
Let's see.
of it. Oh wait, there we go. I found the video. The video.
All right, let me
Here's the video.
let me pull this up. Let's do my snazzy little. There we go. Yes, my scene transition. All right, hold on. Full screen.
let's see it.
Got super grainy as soon as he falls. That was really funny.
Like go slow on that. No, he didn't get it.
That it's really close. So I don't know if he got it either, but like you
I
said,
think his
a
right
yard
elbow hit
short.
before.
A yard short is a little
They definitely
worse.
spotted him way further back than where he landed, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I can absolutely agree with that. 100%.
I will
This is
admit,
inches.
when I watched it live, I thought it was. I'll be honest,
I
but
still think it's a first down.
I
It's
think he's
close.
down when he lunges forward. Like I think he's down before he lunges forward. That's the thing.
It's close for sure.
His knee's not down.
I think it's his
His
elbow. I don't think
elbow's
it's the
what.
knee.
Yeah, no, his
I think
elbow's what brings him down. If you want to say he's like a couple inches short, I get that, but where they spotted him was like a yard back from where the ball actually
yeah,
landed.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. After watching it again, for sure the spot is off. I probably would still lean inches there. Again, they didn't review it.
Right, but that spot also impacts how close the sneak was.
Yeah, no, I know.
Absolutely, yeah, you're 100% right.
Yep.
And obviously, the sneak does go different. And the sneak is really tough. And the reason I keep pushing back is he very well may have, and we can imply that he did. The nose of the ball did hit the line to gain there. But the problem with making that implication is that there is no, at least from the broadcast perspective, now maybe they had a sky judge and they had a better angle at it, and if they did and it shows it cross, and that is really really awful because that is the biggest game-changing play of the entire night. that
Yep.
that
Yeah,
play
because the
gave the
Bills were
Chiefs the
up
win
one
basically.
and driving.
Right, exactly. But from the broadcast perspective, both of the angles that they showed us on the broadcast and both of the angles that people are using as defenses for or as attacking the referees rather, uh, you can't see the ball, and that's a problem. You know,
Yep.
in the NFL, you can't really imply something and expect that implication to overturn the ruling on the field. And so when the ruling on the field is short and there is no conclusive evidence, right? It needs to be conclusive, just like in a court, for example. There is no conclusive evidence to indicate that the ball went forward, even if it could be implied, it needs to be seen, then it can't be overturned. So ultimately really tough, for the Bills. And it really was a game changing moment. So if the refs do get it wrong and we see the sky view angle or there is some kind of reprimanding that's done by that officiating crew, then yeah, 100%. That's as close to rigging as you can get. You know what I mean? So really
Yeah.
tough.
Um, I also sent a screenshot of where the ball was spotted. Like, it's pretty bad because the tip of it was definitely on the line. Like, you can say the tip was like barely on the line whenever he was down, but there's like a whole foot and space between the ball and the line.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The
But
the spot is
I'm,
definitely
I
bad.
mean, yeah. But at the end of the day, execute. Horrible fucking play. You've been stopped on QB sneak 3 times already in this game, and you said, "Fuck it, let's do it again." Like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You also continue to do it the exact same way, which is how the Eagles did it at first. When the Eagles started doing the tush push, they always took the step to the left and then forward. It doesn't work when the defense knows what you're doing.
Right.
it it was just bad practice. Maybe you should have switched up and gone to the right side, or I don't fucking know, call a different play.
Yep. I mean, again, your
But
run has been working all day. Give James
why not
Cook
just
will
give it
get
to
the
James Cook?
yards. You know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you're 100% right. It's bizarre and it's weird that teams make these mistakes against the Chiefs all the time as well. You know, like how much more convenient can it be for a team? And again, not trying to take anything away. You know, if Mahomes three-peats, you're right there with Tom for in a lot of people's opinions. Like that is just an achievement that
Right.
should not be possible in the NFL because of the nature
Mhm.
of the sport, but it might happen now. And so you know, gotta respect it. You don't have to respect the Chiefs, but and especially their fans and some of the people surrounding them. But you
Right.
know, but
Also, did you guys see Cameron's bet that he had with Mahomes having the most playoff passing yards?
I did.
How is that? Even if you place that at the start of the playoffs, how is that plus 950? Is it
That's
because they
insane.
didn't play in the? Is it because they didn't play in the first round?
I
Like, is
imagine that has a lot to do with it. Not having an
Yeah.
entire round to play is a big factor. But then I wonder who even was higher, like Jared Goff,
the only
maybe.
person who could have been higher is Josh Allen.
Yeah. I would imagine.
Maybe.
Jared Goff doesn't even make sense because I wouldn't have picked the Lions to win.
Well,
I didn't
and he also had the
like.
first round bye too, right? So that would yeah. But I'm
Yeah,
just like, who else? I'm just trying to figure out who else would have better odds there. Maybe Josh. He did have the extra round, but they run the ball all the time.
Maybe Sam
Um,
Darnold.
I guess if you think that the Vikings go on a run there,
it's good.
perhaps.
Yeah, that I
But
don't know, man. Plus 950 is just such good. Great bet, Cameron. Like,
no,
great find.
yeah,
Fuck you for not telling us about it whenever it was live.
yeah, yeah. We could have
That's
all
great
bet
odds.
money on that.
I would have bet on fucking Mahomes. I hate the Chiefs. I would have taken that money.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Well, it's a good strat, right? You either get paid or it's a good hate
Or
watch,
Chiefs
right?
lose.
You don't lose. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't lose.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't lose.
Win-win.
Right. Yeah. So that
Oh,
is
Eagles, Commanders. I get it was garbage time, but 7 rushing touchdowns in a playoff game? Impressive.
sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't have qualms with tying the record or anything. It's just like at that point in the game, I felt like it was a lot of.
They tied the record with 4. The record they set was 5, and then 7 was
I'm pretty sure
just
the record was already 7, and it was done against the
maybe
Commanders in
for
the 80s.
like an actual game, but not for playoffs.
I could have sworn I just read it the other day on Twitter. Let's see. Live fact checking. Most rushing touchdowns playoff game.
Oh, 1940. Sorry, in modern era it was 5.
Okay.
Yeah, in modern era it was 5 in 1993, but in 1940 the Bears had a 73-0 win against someone.
Yeah,
The
against Washington.
Bears?
Against
Yeah.
Washington. Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, Eagles most it was 5 for modern era. That's all I know. But yeah, 7 still impressive.
yeah, and yeah, the only reason I was pushing back on it a little bit is because of how chippy the game was at that point, and it's like you're doing it. You're not doing it to break a record at that point. You're just doing it to make people upset. You know, and it was just kind
Yeah.
of weird. And it was the same thing with the.
Listen,
And I know we don't have to do it on the show, but we're gonna disagree on this whole thing of awarding a touchdown. But it was the same thing there. Like I understand there was a point where the play had to continue. Like you can't just sit there all day and keep doing that. But the the Eagles were baiting Washington to jump the whole time. They were instigating it, and so that like the whole threatening the Washington team to me came off as bullying from the officials, and
I just can't agree with that.
especially
I
with
can't
how
agree with that.
one-sided that game was already in favor of Philadelphia. Like they were getting every call known to man in their favor. The fact that AJ Brown wasn't penalized, but Marshawn Lattimore was on that is just one example of them just getting every call imaginable in their favor, and absurd ones too, right? And just in that at that point in the game when Philly was like fake snapping and baiting Washington to jump offside, to say
Yeah,
that,
Philly wasn't showing any class by doing that.
right,
There's no
exactly.
reason for them to.
Yeah, and for the refs to not like say anything about that either, I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way, 100%, especially when it happened live. But
Guys, I can't agree with that, guys.
okay,
Okay,
that's
bro, if
fine.
you can at least admit that it's classless to be baiting that when you're already that fucking close, just snap the fucking ball.
Listen, the rule is pretty clear. If they keep doing it, they get a free touchdown out of it. I
Yeah,
listen.
but you also have 3 more downs, and we all fucking know that the tush push is getting it, which also should be an illegal formation.
Okay, yes, I agree with that. Okay, well, I'm not gonna argue the legitimacy of the tush push. I've said this in the previous offseason. It's a bullshit play that is against the safety of the players, and I think that's the selling point for me of why it should be an illegal formation. I'm just talking about purely about that play. Um, yeah, I think if the roles were reversed, I think the refs would have. I think they would have done the exact same thing. It's in the rule book. They're just exerting. They're just doing their job. I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever.
It was just more
It was
of
unnecessary.
a contextual thing for me. That's all.
I mean, the context is that we never see it happen, and then when we see it happen, the refs have to say it. Like they literally have to
The
say it.
context was that it was an egregiously bad poorly officiated game up to that point, and Philadelphia was running up the score already. They were already up 2 scores, about to go up 3, like halfway through the fourth quarter, and they're baiting Washington to jump offside. There's no need to fake snap it from the half-yard line. There's just no reason to. You're going
Okay,
to get
we
a quarter of a
can.
yard from that on the offside. And that's the context. It's not just that it never happens. I didn't know the rule technically existed, at that point, but that's not the context for me. The context is everything that occurred before that and the situation where what the game was actually at that point. And yeah, it just rubbed me the wrong way live. That's all.
I hear you. I'm not gonna disagree with you on the need to do the fake
It's
snapping.
classless.
Again, yeah, but it's a division rival. Listen, if it's the Dolphins against the Bills, I would fucking love it if they were fake snapping in front of them. I'm sure Eagles fans loved it. If Commanders were doing against the Eagles, I'm sure Commanders fans would have loved it as well. So, I mean, of course, to our eyes, outsiders, who don't like the Eagles, and I don't like the Eagles. I hate Philly teams. It is classes. Yeah, I mean, it's not the nicest thing,
The
but
Flyers are still the worst Philly team. Fuck the Flyers.
the Flyers are horrible. But for
Maybe
me,
maybe
it's the
for you,
76ers. For me, the
but
76ers.
maybe for you that's how it works. But anytime the 49ers commit a penalty, I like even stuff that's not even called or flagged, I will call it out. Like, oh, there was a hold there. Oh, that's that could have been pass interference. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
if the Niners did something like that, I would not be happy about it. I would be criticizing
Score
Shanahan
the
and
fucking
I mean,
whoever.
yeah,
touchdown, dude.
obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, not every fan, obviously, not every fan is gonna like their team doing that. But just speaking for the majority, I believe
Okay.
Also, what is it with the fucking colors of the Super Bowl continuing to be the Super Bowl
it
matchup?
it didn't happen. What was the last year or 2 years ago? It didn't happen,
Last
but
year didn't
Yeah,
happen
because
it's
it
either.
had
definitely a
purple and the
weird trend.
Ravens choked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird trend.
It's just it really is just a slight coincidence, and when you actually look at them, the colors aren't really close either. Like the Bengals
As
Rams
matching as you
one,
think they are,
the
yeah.
Bengals Rams one is like such a stretch because the Rams yellow is like their third color. They're blue and white. They're not yellow, right? So that's their third color. And I get it, it's a part of their color scheme, but I digress. And then with the Bengal, like that's red in the logo. I mean, maybe I'm wrong and that's
I
not
mean,
red, but
even
that's
this
my
one,
definition of red. And the Bengals are orange.
I mean, even this one, the green is a lime green. That's not the Eagles
You
colors.
could even call it neon
Look at the one
yellow.
on the Chip Kelly jerseys.
Which, by the way, are super overrated. Let me say.
Fuck you. They're great.
Overrated.
Too much green
I
for me.
agree.
Too much.
The helmets are
Too much
good,
green.
but that's about it.
I like the
Honestly.
helmets. I like the helmets, but to me, it's a highlighter color. You know, it's the color of my highlighter. You know, I feel like so. I don't know. It's color rush, but not really. I don't know. I digress.
Saints color rush on top.
Well, yeah, it is very sick. It is very sick.
All right. Well,
Um,
I guess Champions Weekend is over. We have the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. I don't know if we want to talk about it now.
Oh shit!
Or...
Do you guys see that the Eagles fan died?
the Eagles fan
What?
died. Wow,
Yeah,
Rex.
an 18-year-old Eagles fan climbed on top of a light pole during a celebration and then fell off and died.
That's
Well,
fucking horrible.
that really sucks. But I don't want to be that guy.
Stupidity.
I don't want to be that guy on the show. But yeah, like, what?
No, dude, that's fucking stupid. What are you doing?
And they did this. They did this last time they won a Super Bowl. Like they burned their city down. I don't understand this fan base. Like the Philadelphia fan base is just garbage. Like honestly,
It's
they're
unhinged.
horrible.
Yeah, it's
Remember,
bad.
like
It's really
in
bad.
the wild card
And
round,
this is coming from a Brazilian.
yeah, in the wild card round, remember that guy who was berating the woman, and everyone like all the Philly fans were like, "This isn't all of us. This doesn't represent us," and they actually got him like fired from his job or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
this shit was happening again this weekend, and it's not just one guy. It was so many Philadelphia fans after the game berating Washington fans. One clip that I saw was a Philly fan literally taking off one of the Commander fans' beanies and stealing it from them, and then throwing it in the garbage
I
or
saw
something.
that.
What the fuck are we doing here? Like, can we not
Why
have
is it always
any?
against Washington fans too?
It
Did
is,
you see?
yeah. The
Because remember
Ravens,
the fucking
Washington,
the
yeah,
Ravens fan?
The
yeah.
Ravens one,
Fuck
yeah.
that. God.
Just like, can we have
The
some
reason
What
respect
is
why
for other
what is
human
the point
beings?
in beating a guy's ass just because he's a fan of a different team?
It makes
What's
no
wrong
sense.
with you?
The
yeah
worst kind of
the
people. And again, that's part of the reason why like watching an NFL game, in my opinion, is just better at home. And part of it is safety, unfortunately. But like, I mean, holy shit, who wants to deal with that?
Hey, shout out to the Chiefs fans that were around me because I was being a dick as a Saints fan. Like I was talking my shit while we were getting our ass kicked.
Well, they're only there for Taylor Swift. It's all right.
Yeah, I
there you
didn't say good game after the game. I said, y'all got me. Y'all got me."
Hey, look,
go.
there's nothing wrong with trash talk, but you have to respect other people as human beings. Like that's just how like
Mhm.
if you can't get that past that basic thing, then maybe you shouldn't be allowed around other human beings. I don't know, like I hate to be that guy, but it really is disappointing to see stuff like that. I don't know, but
The reason why I was talking about me being Brazilian is because the soccer league in Brazil is completely unhinged. It is far
Oh yeah.
worse than this. It is far worse than this. But Eagles fans would fit right in. Like I'm talking right in. In Brazil, the fan bases cannot be mixed in a stadium. If they're mixed, they're gonna fight. It's basically guaranteed.
I think I
The
heard
amount
about
of
that. Yeah,
police,
I for some
it's
reason I knew
basically
that
it's
fact.
guaranteed. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm not talking just from like big rivalries or stuff. They find a reason to just do it, you know. So the fan bases they have to be separated, and I think it's a part of culture in Brazil as well. Teams like fans of other teams they just tend to hate each other, and it's I'm sure that's why I also think the NFL needs more rivalries. I think I've been pretty vocal about that about in the NFL needing more of rivalries, especially when I see, and I'm going off a tangent. I love Michael Parsons. I've said it on the record multiple times. He is the best defensive player at the NFL. He's my favorite defensive player in the NFL.
Yeah,
But my
that's not
God,
even true. Not even close.
stop with the buddy shit, bro. Oh my God. If he was a Dolphins player glazing, oh my God, I would lose it, bro.
well, did
I
you
would
see
lose it. Oh my
did you
God.
see what I posted after that game
Holy shit.
on Sunday? The Empire State Building The Empire State Building lit up in Eagles colors. It's like, what are we doing? You're New York. You're
What are
not
we doing?
Philadelphia. Like, come on.
Yes,
And then
yes.
whoever was running the New York the Empire State Building
I'm
Twitter
tired.
account was like, I'm sorry, we have to do this. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do that. What are you talking about? Did you put up the Chiefs colors
Yeah,
too?
that was super
Like,
fucking lame.
yeah, it made like I didn't understand that at all. Really cringe stuff from Empire State Building. Do better. Do better.
The
They
rivalries
did that
are
shit
dying
when
in
the
the
fucking
NFL.
Patriots won 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah,
sorry,
we talked about that today as well, Anthony. What are people talking about? Apologizing to Patriots fans? Oh my god, dude! Patriots dynasty was insufferable, and I mean, obviously, Dolphins fans, salty Dolphins fan, always having to deal with good teams in my division, but Patriots fans were horrible. Patriots fans are worse than Chiefs fans. I can say that with no problem whatsoever. They're bad. And I mean, even now they're bad. They talk a lot. I mean, they can talk all they want because 7 Super Bowls and whatnot. But
And Celtics fans are also fucking miserable. Bruins fans are way worse than
Red
Patriots.
Sox. I mean, it's just a thing with Boston sports. Bruins. Jesus, Bruins fans, bro.
The
I'm
Bruins
not
are the
gonna.
worst. What the fuck is it with hockey fans,
Yeah,
bro?
and I was just gonna tell you guys, I'm not going to Boston next week. We decided my girl's coming down, and a part of me is glad because I was gonna go in TD Garden and watch the Bruins, obviously against the Jets, right? But I'm just thinking. I was thinking to myself the other day. I'm going
The
to the
Winnipeg
Bruins
Jets, for those who don't watch hockey.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
Winnipeg Jets, not the New
Make
York
that
Jets.
clear.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. They're in complete different ends of the spectrum. Okay,
Yeah.
when it comes to how relevant they are, and obviously,
I don't know, they're
and
both pretty irrelevant.
the Winnipeg Jets. I mean, yeah,
The Winnipeg Jets must be the most
Are they
forgotten
good this year?
Canadian team, right?
but they're far more relevant than the New York Jets. I mean, it's not close,
I mean, it's between
especially
Winnipeg
nowadays.
and Ottawa, right? For the most like forgotten Canadian hockey team.
It's for sure. If it's for
It's
sure
definitely
between the two.
Winnipeg.
I think it's Winnipeg though. Yeah, I agree. I think it's Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going
Ottawa's
to
a
the
much
TD.
bigger name.
Yeah. And I was thinking, I'm going to, the Garden. I'm not gonna be wearing any Panthers, things because I don't want to die, right? But then,
Right. For
right.
player
So,
safety.
but then say the Jets score. How do I react? Oh no, guys. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sway, man, come on, like I can't do that,
Mhm.
someone would spot me, like I would beat the imposter for sure, like I would be spotted, right? It wouldn't work out, so it would have been funny as fuck, though. It would have been really funny. Anyways, fuck the Bruins, fuck Boston sports. I
Jacob,
love Boston though. I love the city.
Jacob, are you clipping your toenails?
No.
What a little kid, bro. What a little kid. What did I just see, bro? No.
No, that is really. I didn't mean to call
like
you
when
out
your
like
mom
that,
catches you
but
doing something.
I didn't mean to call you out, but that was really fucking
Things-
funny.
Jacob, what are you doing? Nothing.
Oh, the poor guy. Oh,
Why
yeah.
do you have to do me?
I'm sorry. It was like an intrusive thought. I saw you bending down a couple times when you
Well,
were
it's
talking. I'm just like I have to say something. It's too funny. That was good. No, thank you for being a good sport about that one.
Me personally, Jacob, I'm not allowing that.
Yeah, I stopped. It's okay.
No, I
Me
don't
personally.
care.
We have a
That was just
halfway
funny.
clipped toenail. It's fine.
Wait, so you were doing it?
What else would he be doing there, Barufi?
Hey, whoa!
That was a bold prediction, and you nailed it.
What else would you be doing? like that was the one thing that crossed my mind. I mean, untying cables, like I don't know, playing with your
Untying
Yeah, blowing
drawstring or something. I don't know. It was funny.
blowing myself, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, apologies for derailing that. I had to, but yeah. So
Early.
I don't know. You guys want to move on? I guess before we move on entirely, let's talk about our all pro teams. I had you guys, well, a week ago at this point. I had you guys give me
Yes.
your votes, your top three for each position or top five, however many you guys gave me, and
Yep.
I averaged them out, and we now have our all pro rosters. We have our first team and second team. You can trust Coast to Coast to give you a
You
better
can
all pro
trust Coast to
roster
Coast.
than
Okay.
the actual NFLs. It's just like the Oscars, all right? You can't trust the Oscars, but when it comes to Oscars season, you'll be able to trust me because I'm better than them, all right? So let's get
There you
into
go.
Agreed.
I don't have any graphics for these, but I'm gonna list them off and we'll get your guys' reactions as we go. So we're gonna
Okay.
start with second team for a little bit of suspense, I suppose.
Okay. Second team.
Second team quarterback is Lamar Jackson. Shocker,
Okay.
crazy. Uh, then our second team,
Already better than the actual pro list.
yeah, right. Our second team running back. Any guesses? We'll do that way.
Second team running back.
It's probably Derrick Henry.
I think Derrick Henry. Yeah.
You guys are correct. Is Derrick Henry, second team running back.
Okay.
All right, Zay Flowers.
There are 3 receivers on each roster. No fucking point in doing fullbacks, right? So 3 receivers.
No.
Right.
Who are the second team 3 receivers?
Second team full receivers. Who did I have for mine? I mean, receivers kind of
Probably AJ
lackluster
Brown.
after the two,
AJ
right?
Gonna be on that list, right?
Yes.
I
AJ Brown is one of them.
CD Lamb, maybe.
Nico.
No. Nico Collins is another one. That's 2. There's one more.
Zay Flowers.
No, not Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers is definitely not on there. I was just joking because it was a Raisin. T Higgins, maybe.
Nope, not T
No.
Higgins. Think about
He
rookie
had a really good year.
performances.
Lad.
Oh, Brian Thomas Jr.
Brian Thomas Jr. There you
Yeah.
go.
Right. BTJ's. Oh yeah. BTJ over Lad for
He
sure.
just eked
That's
it out.
so
No,
valid.
for sure.
Great year.
Yeah. Valid. Yeah.
Yep. Now one tight end spot. I think this one's very straightforward. It's between 2 guys, right? So
Brock.
it is Brock
No,
Bowers.
Bowers has to be All Pro 1. No way. No way. He was.
Murphy and I both had Kittle number 1 and Bowers number 2. Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And then
I don't think our fellow coaster agrees over here.
for
That's
tackles,
disrespect.
this might get a little controversial here. And I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
have
if you
pull
guys
up
are
the
going to be
list
able to
'cause
guess the
there's a lot of
second
names for
tackle,
tackles.
but I know you guys will get the first one, maybe the second one. The second one's
This
here
is
because it
second
got
team, right?
carried. Yeah, the second one is here because it got carried hard by where I put him in my ranking.
About where you put him.
Yeah.
I think mine are pretty obvious ones, so I don't think I have your guy on mine.
No,
Yeah.
neither of you guys mentioned this
Oh,
one,
oh,
but he
wait.
was really high up for me. He was number 2
Now I
for
have
me.
to.
Who?
Not Darisaw.
No, Darisaw got injured.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. No, I'm just thinking of the names.
So the first one
Uh,
is Tristan Wirfs, which everybody had, I believe, on their list.
yeah,
Makes
I had
sense.
dwarfs. Yeah.
The second
And
one, which
Rashawn
is
Slater.
no, unfortunately, the controversial second one was the one that I picked, and it is Tristan Wirfs' teammate Luke Gedeke. Hey, let's go.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he was good.
I had him
That's so
at
valid.
number
Great
2
O-line.
overall tackle this year. Actually, I think he had a fantastic year. So I mean I could have given you guys one that you both had lower on the thing, but I took liberties with that one, I guess you could say. But all right.
Ooh, who made the
okay.
list, guys?
I know, right?
Ooh.
List maker bias.
Boo.
All right, and then for guard, we've got 2 of them once again. The first one being Joe Tooney of the Chiefs. He's the one Chief that made it on this one. And then Landon Dickerson made the next spot. So congrats, Landon.
Hell yeah.
And
I
then
had Landon, yeah.
second team center is Frank Ragnow on the Lions,
Ragnar, yeah.
Valid.
Valid as
which
fuck.
we all listed.
Yep.
And then now moving on to defense, we're going to start with defensive end. And there are two of them once again. I don't
And
know
this
if
is
you
the
guys
only
want to.
second team. Sorry. Will Anderson for this one?
Will Anderson made it. Yes, he's one of the two.
How many? Oh, two for this one. So second one would be Nick Bosa,
No, Nick Bosa did not make it. It's someone that I'm
Micah.
pretty sure Jacob mentioned, and I know I mentioned. Micah Parsons is not on it. No.
That's
Michael
crazy.
Parsons. He's not that good, dude. He was bad this year without Dan Quinn. Stop glazing.
Bad is crazy.
Not top fucking 4.
He wasn't very productive, and then he was also injured for a significant portion. So yeah, there was no shot.
Wait, let me get one guess in. I'm gonna say Nick Benito.
Ding, ding, ding! Nick Benito, he made it.
Benito was a good one, yeah.
big,
Shooter!
big breakout year for Nick Benito. He was a stud all
Yep.
year. Then we ran a 4-2 defense here, so we've got 2 defensive tackles up next.
Zach Allen.
Zach Allen.
Zach Allen not on second team.
Oh,
Maybe
I wonder why.
foreshadowing.
Okay, Zach Sealer.
Yes, Zach Sealer made second team. That's good guess. All right, there's
Big.
one more who
Okay,
made it on mine and
Lee
Jacob's
McNeil.
again. Ali McNeil did not
Dex
make it.
Lawrence.
Dexter Lawrence did not
DeForest
make it.
Buckner.
DeForest Buckner is it.
Okay,
That's correct.
DeForest Buckner.
Aleem
Okay.
and Sexy Dexy missed a lot of time, so did not make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ali McNeil was so important on their D
he
line
was
for
very
run
good.
defense.
He was very good, but he missed a lot of
McNeil
time
is
down
super
the
good.
stretch.
McNeil is super good. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that guy was like a 6th-round pick. It makes no sense.
No, yeah, 100%.
Yep.
All right, now 2 linebackers.
Zach Vaughn.
No,
I think
not
Zach
on
Bond's
second
first.
team.
Zaire.
Zaire Franklin, second team, correct. And then one that
Roquan.
should be pretty obvious. Roquan Smith, yeah.
Roquan.
Yeah,
team.
Roquan.
All
Okay,
right.
A lot
and
of
then-
Ravens here.
Yeah. Hey, good team, right? And
Yeah.
we're not quite done with Ravens because second team All Pro corner. There are 3 of them. One of them is a Raven. That's Marlon Humphrey.
Marlon, yeah.
But there are 2 more, and they're all in the AFC.
And sorry, let me just see my list again. McDuffie,
No McDuffie.
Benford,
Christian Benford. Yep, that's one.
and
Yeah,
Ramsey.
he's a dog.
Not Ramsey. This might have been another one that
Ramsey is not good.
he was.
Christian Gonzalez.
Gonzalez not here. Not on second team. This is another
Okay,
one I think
it's
maybe
not
liberties were
Tingley.
taken
It's not Tingley.
because
Trent McDuffie.
I placed him top 3 on mine, and that's Denzel Ward.
Oh, come on, dude.
Had it-
Denzel Ward over Gonzalez and Ramsey's kind of.
Well, you don't know
I
where
don't
those
know.
guys are. I don't know
Denzel
where
Ward
they
is
are.
definitely above Jalen Ramsey, dude. Stop the fucking glaze.
100%.
You guys are
Denzel
tripping
Ward
balls.
quietly had an amazing season, and it was quiet because the Browns were so bad, like really awful. He was one of the only
Yeah.
bright spots. And then 2 safeties. I didn't separate free and strong, so they're just safeties. The first
CJ
one,
Gardner Johnson.
no, he was number 5 overall, so he didn't make
Derwin.
either list. No Derwin James, he was number
Kyle
6.
Hamilton. We got another Raven, baby.
Not
Kyle?
second team, and not first team either. Actually,
Mm. So I only had 1 safety out of my 3 make it. Okay.
Kirby.
Kirby's not second team.
No fucking shot. You guys voted that prick in the first team.
I saw your message
Fuck
in it.
Kirby Joseph.
I
Pull up our DMs.
I saw.
Pull up our DMs.
I remember when when you posted that was really funny, because you said, let me see.
Here's
Oh,
my
no, it's
uploaded
right there.
list.
It's right
Fuck
there at the
Kirby
bottom, yeah.
Joseph.
It's great. It's hilarious. But yeah,
Hold on, how many safeties are we missing for second team?
2.
Not Kyle. Brian Branch?
Brian Branch is one of them.
Damn, okay. And Jesse Bates.
Jesse Bates is the other. Yep.
Okay.
And that's our second team All Pro. And now at this point, it might be obvious who is on first team, but so I'll run through them and we'll give a, I don't know. We're not going to give a round of.
I
let's
have a
rank.
sneaking suspicion that my QB1 didn't make the all pro teams.
Yeah, your suspicion is correct because he was number 3 for both Burfy and I. First team quarterback is Josh Allen. First team running back is Saquon Barkley.
Saquon.
How was it scored? How was it scored?
I did it inverse order. So number 1 got 3, number 2 got 2, number 1 got 1.
Yep.
So then Burrow and Lamar should have tied.
Well, Lamar had 2 second place votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 4 plus 1. Burrow had a first place vote and 2 third place. There's no way one of you didn't put him in third place.
I put him in third place.
We both said that, but 2 second place votes.
Yeah, so it
was
would
the
have been.
difference.
They both would have been 5 points, which would have put. You telling me a guy with 2 second place votes and a third place vote is higher than a guy with a first place vote
and 2
and
third
2
place
third
votes?
place
Yeah.
votes?
That's how it was weighted.
Make the math, bro.
That's bogus. That's bogus. I am disrespected.
It's not disrespect. It's borderline delusion.
No, it's not.
Not having.
If his team has a better record, then he is that guy.
You're right. Anyway, I'm sorry it didn't work out, but
Apologies to Joe Burrow.
well, just play better in week 1, I guess. I don't know what else to tell you.
Monster 5.
Running back Saquon Barkley. The 3 receivers are Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Terry McLaurin.
Okay.
The tight end, as we alluded to, is George Kittle. The
George
2
Kittle.
tackles are Jordan Mailata and Penei Sewell. The
Yep.
2 guards are Quinn Miners and Chris Lindstrom. The center is Creed Humphrey.
Humphrey.
And then now on to defense. Our 2 defensive ends are Trey Hendrickson and Myles Garrett. Our defensive tackles are Zach Allen and Cam Hayward. Our linebackers are Fred Warner and Zach Bond. Our corners are Pat Surtain, Derek Stingley, and Trent McDovie.
Oh, Mitchell.
And
Sorry,
then
Christian
say
Gonzalez
that again.
didn't make the list.
No,
Damn.
just out of it. There was
Say
a
the
lot of
corners again?
good.
Sorry, I didn't
There was
hear.
actually a lot of good corner play this year. I was a little surprised when I went back and looked at my personal ranking. The corners were Derek Stingley, Trent McDuffie, and Pat Surtain.
Okay.
And then the 2 safeties, Xavier McKinney and Kirby Joseph, the interception leaders. And that is our All-Pro. That's our All-Pro list. Congrats. We do not.
Welcome, Kirby Joseph, Jacob.
That guy doesn't deserve to be in the league. He's a prick. Fuck
He's
that
a
guy.
bum. He's a bum.
He's a bum. He does the same fucking shit Vontez Burfict does, but because he's actually a good player, he gets away with it.
Touche, I suppose.
Well, so you say he's good.
He got cooked in the playoffs.
No, he
Here,
definitely.
let's pull it up.
He did not have a very good
Let's
divisional
pull up the
round game.
touchdown. Yeah, let's pull up the touchdown that he gave up.
Oh, here come the receipts. Here come the receipts.
It was a regular season award, mind you.
Yeah.
Here, let me get on X real quick.
On X, who is this guy, bro?
as we wait. I'm just panning between all three of us.
Goated.
Oh, Terry McLaurin stiff arming Kirby Joseph as he goes in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Washington Commanders.
You know who else? You know who else made the first team All Pro? Terry McLaurin.
Good, because I put him as what did I have him at? I had him pretty fucking high. Let's take a look.
I think you might have had him 3. And then
I had
Brufy
him 3.
I don't think Brufy mentioned him, but he was too high up on mine, so he did get.
I made a mistake. I made the mistake of only putting 3 wide receivers and not 6, but I definitely would have put McLaurin.
All right. Well, okay. NFL segment over.
How about before we close the NFL segment, how about we do our Super Bowl predictions?
Yeah, if you guys want to do it this week as opposed to next, that's perfectly okay. I'm predicting the Eagles to win. I think the run game. I think the Bills kind of exposed a little bit with the run game last week, and I think Saquon Barkley and a better offensive line will be able to lean into that. I also think they won't abandon it like the Bills did last week. So yeah, my early prediction is Eagles, and by 3 or 4 points, probably like 28-24 range, I think is reasonable.
Fair enough.
Jake,
Well,
early prediction?
I'll go.
Oh, I'm trying
Okay.
to find this other touchdown against Kirby Joseph in that game.
Like the certified hater. Jeez.
Go ahead, Murphy.
Kirby Joseph fucking aims to injure players. He's a prick. Fuck that guy.
Well, I'll see my pick. I completely agree with you. I think it's a good matchup for the Eagles. I just think coaching really matters in the postseason, and it's hard for me to go against the Chiefs. I think Eagles have a really good shot at it. If there is the best possible matchup for a team to beat the Chiefs, I think it's probably the Eagles. Maybe the Lions, if they weren't bombs, right? But it is what it is. And just because of that, I'm going with the Chiefs. Matchup screams Eagles at me, but it's just hard for me to go against the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs are gonna win by voodoo magic, but I want the Eagles to blow them out. So that way,
No, honestly, I don't care who wins, like at all. I
you
hate the
don't live
Patriots.
in Kansas.
Yeah, fair. But you gotta also understand, I hate the Patriots and I hate their dynasty. So if there's a team that really don't care for the Chiefs, and if they can surpass that, then if Mahomes has a shot of surpassing Brady, and I already think he's the second best quarterback of all time. So if he has a shot at that, I'll be happy.
Let's go! Mike McCarthy
Be
will
proud of
not
myself.
be taking a coaching job this offseason.
That's big.
Thank the Lord.
That is horrible for me.
Who do you think is going to eventually take the Saints job? Because nobody
I
seems to
I
want
think
Brady.
Joe Brady is not doing it this season.
I think he backed out.
Joe
Didn't he?
Brady
I'm
said
pretty
he's
sure,
only doing next season. Yeah, Joe Brady backed out.
Yeah, so did Liam Cohen though.
I don't know.
Did you see?
Yeah, you're
did
right
you
about
see,
that. You're right about
So
that.
Liam Cohen backs out of the Bucks offensive coordinator to become the Jaguars head coach after Balky was fired. Did you see the thing that he said
Yeah,
today
they had.
about honesty? Being honest with ourselves.
Yeah, that's
It's fun.
so
It's
fucking
funny, right?
funny,
Yeah.
dude.
I
Oh,
that guy's a dork, bro. I'm sorry, bro. That did not tell me.
He's drawn.
And also,
He looks like he's a poorly drawn Pixar character. If I'm being honest with you, like
I can see
the
it.
asymmetrical
dude, I feel
face.
bad for Liam Cohen because I don't know what he thought he was doing with the Duval, but it
Love
was
the
so
memes.
I only
bad.
saw that clip isolated, but I have to see the full conference or like the last 3 minutes before that just to understand what the conversation was because
That was him closing it out.
I think it's just leaning into
Oh,
the
yeah,
meme about Duval County. But the funny thing that I brought up afterwards was just keep in mind the two coaches that we like mocked all throughout the internet the last 2 times that it happened. Jonathan Gannon, which okay, whatever, wash, but Dan Campbell. it's not the best track record of mocking a coach after their opening interview. So we'll see what happens. I
Yeah.
still have faith in Liam Cohen. I think the pairing with Trevor Lawrence is pretty solid. And again, Balky's gone, so that certainly has to help a little bit, right? I
Dude,
guess.
I'm so happy that Aaron Glenn and Mike McCarthy are not going to be the head coach of the Saints.
And I was just saying that it's looking worse and worse for me because it might be Anthony Weaver, and if it is Anthony Weaver, I don't like the looks of it.
Todd Monken just got an extension, so that's not happening. I wouldn't hate Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore's a decent option. I know Cliff Kingsbury is interviewing for the job. I'm not a huge fan of that. I personally don't want Cliff.
Yeah.
I would be okay with Drew Petzing. If I'm being honest, I think the best candidate available is Brian Flores or Anthony Weaver. I think those two are probably the best two. And I know I'm the guy that said I don't fucking want a defensive coordinator. But
Did say that. I already told you. I already told you in a previous conversation that I would be happy if the Dolphins decided to fire McDaniel and stick with Anthony Weaver as their head coach. I have more faith in him as a leader than I do in McDaniel. So I think
I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna make Peter Rizzi our head coach, dude. And I really don't want that. I really it's
that
exactly
I love
there's a
Rizzy. I love
podcast episode.
Rizzy.
There's a podcast episode. I said, "Look, guys, Rizzi's going to do just good enough this year, at the very end of the slate, to get the head coaching job, and I'm going to fucking hate it."
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I called it back in like October,
I remember that.
and
Yeah.
it's happening.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, because I love Rizzy, but that just has Anthony Pierce 2.0 all
Dude,
over it.
It has every
Alvin Kamara's Alvin Kamara's calling for Rizzi to be the hire.
There you go.
And that's not good.
There you
That's
go.
not good. We don't want that. We don't like that. Look, hey, if Rizzi is the head coach this upcoming year, we don't take a rookie quarterback and we fire Mickey Loomis and Rizzi at the end of the year, I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. We can go 0-17. I don't give a shit. I just cannot have a rookie quarterback out of this class. I can't. I can't deal with it. I will not accept one of these rookie quarterbacks when there's been so fucking many good classes over the last 5 years that we continue to pass up on. If we take a quarterback out of this goddamn class, I will lose my shit.
Buddy,
now,
you be so ready for Shadur Sanders.
I did have a question for you, though.
No. If we took Shadur Sanders, I already said if Shadur Sanders is quarterback of the Saints, I am auctioning off my fanhood.
He did say that. We're gonna pull up the picker wheel, put all 32 teams, and he can exclude, what was it, 5?
I get 3 vetoes.
3 vetoes, yeah.
3. I'm vetoing the Bears, I'm vetoing the Jets, and I'm vetoing the Giants.
Okay. Also, I mean, just don't be an AFC East fan other than the Dolphins. I would not stand you.
Well, Jets are already off the board.
That would be good for the show, though.
There's 2 more.
That would be good for the show.
I'm okay.
Be a Rams fan. Be a Rams fan.
I can be a Patriots fan.
Yeah, what about this? Okay, what about this, Jacob? So you get the 3 vetoes, but you also get 3 boosts. So 3 different teams will show up twice on the spinner.
Hell,
if
we're
it gets 3 boosts, might as well
boosting the Bengals all 3 times. We're boosting the Bengals all 3 times. Joe Burrow is good.
What's the point of the damn picker wheel? What's the point of the wheel?
Oh, that fair, I guess. Because it's fun.
What's the point of the wheel?
It's fun.
I guess.
Dude, we're gonna be auctioning off my fanhood this offseason. I can't believe it.
Your manhood?
Fanhood.
Oh, okay.
I did have a question, Jacob, though. I don't know if Rufy's done enough quarterback watching yet for this class, but
not yet.
My question
that's
is,
why I told you I wanted to do some
as
stuff.
I am watching Will Howard and Dylan Gabriel, I am thinking to myself, why are these guys not getting the Shadur Sanders hype right now because they are just better, plain and
Okay.
simple.
No.
Well, you know why.
You disagree that
No.
they're better?
Will Howard. So I think none of these guys are NFL guys, for one.
Sure.
Dylan Gabriel, I watched a lot in college. I watched him a ton because he played at Oklahoma.
Sure.
He doesn't have a strong arm at all. He puts very minimal velocity. His peak in the NFL is a poor man's Tua. I think he more closely compares to Skylar Thompson, to be honest. He
Jesus
has decent
Christ.
he has decent mobility. He is a better passer than Skylar Thompson, but he has very
It's not
similar
hard.
mobility. He has a very weak arm like Skylar Thompson. I don't even think he can throw it as far as Tua can. He doesn't have the same zip on the ball, but he does do well in precision and RPO passing. I do like that aspect about him, and I think if you were to have a backup quarterback, he'd be a much better backup than Shador Sanders because he's going to prepare a whole lot better, and he will plug and play a whole lot better than Shador Sanders would do. That being said, Will Howard is a much more pro style quarterback. He actually has potential to be a league average quarterback. The problem is, I don't see high upside because he's very up and down. I find a lot of inconsistencies in his game. There are a lot of I feel like the pressure gets too big. Now, granted, his stock is hugely rising based on his performance in the playoffs. But from what I saw at K State, as well as his time at Ohio State, he has zero mobility, which is not a good look in today's NFL. I don't think he has any scrambling ability, even like a little bit. And that's not what you want in a quarterback. That limits your offense a ton. Even if you can only run like as much as Dylan Gabriel can, I think there's value in that. Will Howard can't run at all.
So far for
There we go,
me,
folks.
I'm not sure yet if I actually because I think I'm at the point where I just really dislike Shadur Sanders in his game. I think that might be the
I
the,
do
the
too.
thing here. And I've said that for a while anyway. I think he's one of the more overhyped prospects at the quarterback position for a while. But
PFF does have Dylan Gabriel above Jalen Milrow, which is a huge rise because this guy was looked at as a 6th-round prospect last year in his final year with Oklahoma, which I actually thought he played even better in his last year with Oklahoma than he did in Oregon. But I mean, obviously he put up insane numbers last year.
so the thing for me though with Gabriel is that um, I thought he aired it out a decent amount. Now I'm not saying that he has a good arm, a strong arm or anything, but I saw a fair amount of deep passes that he was able to drop in the bucket. And you're right about the precision. He's very accurate with the ball, and I think that's a nice
Mhm.
quality to have at the next stage. If you can drop a dime in a really tight window, you have a good opportunity for success. And so that I do like. The other thing I liked that, and honestly, he reminded me a little bit of Brock Purdy actually. In now in the release and the zip, it doesn't compare really at all. But I liked how he stood tall in a pocket. I liked
Mhm.
his accuracy. I liked some of the anticipation that he was able to put on a throw and like really meet a receiver at the catch point. Um, so there's a lot of stuff that actually I think could translate well to the NFL if he's in a right scheme, for example. Um, Standing tall in the pocket, I think was a nice quality that I thought he had as well. There were a lot of moments where he just delivered a solid throw under some pretty big pressure. And then you're right, I agree with the Will Howard as well that he doesn't have a high ceiling, but you know what you're going to get from him. So he could be
Mhm.
at peak a mid range starter in the league. So, but again, I'm not saying that these guys are first round talents or anything, but I might be leaning towards I would take them over Shadur Sanders if I was a GM, and I might get
I would
cooked.
take both of them over Jalen Milrow for sure. Like not even
Absolutely.
a question.
Well, yeah, of course. And I might get cooked for that,
Well,
and
you
we'll.
can't even say of course because in a lot of rankings, Jalen Milrow is like very unanimously the 3rd best guy in
No,
most
I
rankings.
get that, but
Um,
I mean, you and I agree completely on Milrow. I don't see it. Like, just plain and simple, I don't see it. So, uh,
right.
yeah, but and again, I might get cooked, and I might be wrong about Shador, and all power to him. I hope he has a fantastic NFL career. I don't wish poorly on any player unless they're like actually terrible, like Deshaun Watson. But yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it, and I like these two guys
Okay.
better.
A few notes. One, Daniel Jeremiah has lost all respect for me because he has both Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders as top 7 prospects on his top 50, which
It's
is
lame, right?
it's
It's not
fucking
lame. Sorry,
insane.
not the right word, but lazy. It's
It's
very lazy.
objectively wrong.
It's
It's
very lazy.
objectively wrong.
Now I will say I
It's a
like him more.
completely unserious ranking. I do typically like DJ, but that is just a completely
No,
unserious ranking. Those guys are not first round quarterbacks.
I said I like him more, but obviously not as much as some of the other QBs in the other classes previously. But
I really want Archie Manning
I think the only
or
possible
Arch
quarterback you
Manning.
can take in this class and be happy in the first round is Cam Ward. But even then,
Yes.
low first round, high second, or I'm looking at.
I don't want any quarterback in the draft. Oh, and then also don't forget that the DJ Uyunglele did declare, so he is a prospect on this class.
I
But
do
he
not
really
care.
fell off, didn't he?
I do not care. I will not be watching.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
the amount of reposts that got, it'd be like, I want it known that I am declaring. Like, you guys know Big Game Bangle, the YouTuber?
Yeah.
He reposted that. He was like, I'm declaring for the 2025 NFL draft. Oh, that was
Funny.
funny.
Yeah, next year's class is shaping up to be really nice. So if you
Yeah,
need it,
Nico Iamaleya, Arch Manning. I don't know why Quinn Ewers went back to school because that guy is not going to be a top 150 pick next year.
No,
he is going
Because
back.
he's going back.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Quinn Ewers is going back to school. Arch Manning is going to take the job in Texas, so Quinn Ewers is going to have to transfer
Yeah.
out. What's going to end up happening is Arch Manning, Nico Iamaleya, Lenora Sellers, Garrett Nussmeyer, and Drew Aller are all guaranteed going to be higher ranked prospects in the draft than Quinn Ewers will be. Um, Jackson Arnold has a chance to be. I don't think so. I I still really like his upside. He was a really highly touted quarterback out of high school. Oklahoma had no healthy D1 receivers. Like, I don't think you guys realize this. We literally had 5 receivers on IR at all times throughout the entire season.
I remember
You're
you
not going to be
talking
a good
about it.
quarterback in the
Yeah,
yeah, you're not going to be a good quarterback in the SEC when you're throwing to walk-ons every week. So I don't blame him for not being productive last year. He has a chance to be productive with Auburn this upcoming year, and I'm wishing him the best because he is an amazing leader and a great quarterback
Mm.
as far as like a personality goes. Um, so he has a chance to even surpass Quinn Ewers. And then you also have other guys like Cade Klubnik, Connor Weigman. I don't think Carson Beck is going to be better than Quinn Ewers, but Carson Beck has a chance to pass him up, maybe. Miller Moss out of USC, I
I
like
think Carson
quite a
Beck
bit.
is better. Yeah. Now again, we
And
will
then
see,
also
but
Arizona Arizona State's quarterback Sam Leavitt, he's primed to have another really good year because his receiver duo is fucking insane. So I could see him also surpassing Quinn Ewers. I just don't think Quinn Ewers has a chance of going even in the top 6 rounds next year. He's going to fall off the board entirely. He should have declared this year because some desperate
yeah,
team was going to take him in the 4th round.
yeah.
yeah.
Unless he gets paid like $5 million to go be a fucking college quarterback, great, good for him. But I just don't see it happening.
Fair point.
Next year's quarterback class is genuinely fucking insane how much talent there is. And there's going to be people who go back just because there's already going to be like 4 or 5 guys that are first round guys.
Yep.
Well, something to look forward to for sure. But I'm glad. Thank you for
As
helping me work through those two guys for this year. Because in my head, like I just kept thinking, man, is this crazy to say that? But like the more I watch the tape, like I really think that. And again, I'm not saying any of these guys are first round quarterbacks at all.
Mhm.
I think you're happy with them in the third round. I think that's my grade
I
right
think
now.
Dylan Gabriel would be an amazing fit in Washington as a backup.
Okay, I could see that.
Okay.
All right. So we have a number of drafts here that we have prepared, not NFL related, just very fun stuff. So I thought we could do those real quick and then close the show out. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the movies coming out this year that I'm excited for, and maybe a couple of them you guys will be excited for too. But we can move to the drafts first. We've got a fun assortment here, I think. Really interesting stuff, I suppose. We've got Where'd they go? I just had them a second ago.
I think you do this in purpose, so that at the same time
Every
when you're
single time.
browsing through, we go and get a brief retrospective of
Dude, I
don't.
can't
of the
wait to pick
draft.
third every draft.
Gotta be in
I had it
purpose.
lined up here. I don't know
You
what
don't
button.
fool me.
I don't know what key
You
I hit to
do
where it went
not
to the very top. No.
you
All
do
right.
not fool me.
You know what?
All right, cool.
You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
You know what?
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
god.
yeah.
Anyway, uh, we got a picker wheel here, and as usual, we're gonna see them live. So the first one is Balatro Jokers. Now,
For those who don't know, I'm playing Balatro right now.
fantastic,
I
and
have Bellagio pulled up so I can look at my jokers.
I have written it down in notes.
Oh, Broofy. I got Perkeo for the first time today.
Isn't it good?
He's so much fun.
I know
By
he's
far my
insane.
favorite legendary.
So
I
good.
also made Canio work. I made him get up to
He's
like
also
18
good.
times multiplier.
He's yeah, he's also really good.
And it's funny that we're doing it now because I feel like this is the most inopportune time for me. Now I obviously know how the, I know how to play and everything in it, and I played it for a lot. But I think I've beaten the addiction, guys. I have not played in like 6 days.
Oh,
I think I've beaten the
oh,
addiction. I think I'm over it a little bit. I still love the game,
oh.
and this is our paying respects to it, I suppose.
I
So
have
here
to
we
open up my
go.
phone.
This
My
is for
joke is
the
there.
first overall pick.
Can we all agree that Yorick is like the worst Bellagio Joker because it takes so long to get his multiplier up
I
for
can
like
definitely
legendaries? I mean,
agree. I can definitely agree he's not that good, but if you pull it off, it's
I'm saying for legendaries, he's like clearly the worst legendary in my opinion.
he also has the highest ceiling though.
Does he?
He has really high ceiling. Per KO probably
DNA
highest.
DNA trading card is easily higher for Canio than it is Yorick. Like if you have DNA and trading card, you're gonna get unlimited multiplier additions with
I
Caneo.
understand where you're coming from, but
Dude, also, where am I picking?
You're picking third.
it's unbelievable.
Picking
It is
third.
really unbelievable.
And so
It's
Like,
every time.
it is.
yeah,
The other thing, though, that I want to get out before we start is that we do have a twist for this one, and the
yeah,
twist
we do.
is that every Joker we pick falls into a different category. So it's not just
Yeah,
round based, but
Yeah.
it's also category
yeah.
based. And our categories are economy enhancers, so something that gives you more money.
Mhm.
Multipliers, so something that multiplies your
Flat.
molt rating, and then you have molt enhancers, which enhances the flat molt and adds to it.
Okay,
Um,
so okay, yeah, whatever.
then you
Yeah,
have chip enhancers, which adds to your chip total, and then specials, which do something special.
utility. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
utility spot. So those are our 5 rounds. You can take
Wait,
any whenever
fuck,
you
say it
want.
again. I was spaced out.
So
I was reading.
econ enhancers,
Econ, utility, and then what else?
multipliers. So times molt, plus molt, plus chips,
And then
and
chips.
special.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Utility. Yep, yep.
And so you can take them any round you want. There's no order in the rounds or anything. So that makes it fun. I gotta be honest, I kind of wish I didn't have the first overall pick here. I was gonna kind of lean off of what you guys took in the
I'm
first
very
round.
happy with second overall. I'm very happy with second overall.
But I guess what I'll do then, because this is the one that has the least amount of swing for me, with how the rest of this draft is going to go, I'm going to go with my econ enhancer first, and we're going to take the trading card.
Yeah,
What?
that's
Trading card, if your first discard is one card, it destroys it and gives you $3.
Listen, I love trading card. I love trading card, but I'm surprised by the pick. And I would be lying if I said I wouldn't.
I think it provides super good value at utility and econ. So I think that's a really good card.
No,
Or good pick.
I love trading card. Don't get me wrong.
It's even better if you get polychrome on it. Obviously.
Right.
Okay, well, I
I've come
would
to be a
take.
bigger fan of is it holochrome?
Yeah,
Polychrome, yeah.
Polychrome is the worst of the three. I think.
Yeah.
No. Polychrome's the
Yeah, it
worst.
is.
That's the
Yeah, it
well,
1.5
early
times
game.
molt.
Yeah, but early game is where you really want those modified jokers.
Holochrome is much better.
And early game, what's better is the flat mode and the flat chips.
Well,
Obviously,
sure,
if
early
you have,
game. I don't care about early game.
I know,
Fuck
but like
that.
for instance, if you're skipping tags early game, would you rather skip for a foil or a holographic or a polychrome?
If I'm
Like I'm
skipping
taking
tags early, I'm taking polychrome because I'm going to use it later on, late game.
no shot, but
Yes,
you have to survive the
absolutely.
early game though.
Mm-mm.
You're surviving the early
No,
game by skipping. Skipping. What are you talking about?
most
But
most Bellagio YouTubers also say the Polychrome is the worst.
That's fine.
between the three,
I don't care
I
about.
think
I don't care what their opinions are.
no,
I
don't
play the
get me
game.
wrong. I love polychrome.
I'm going to
I
play the
love
game the way
polychrome.
I like it. I like polychrome.
Again,
Eh?
polychrome is great. I will take what I think is it's so hard for me because I will take this one. I mean, I can't take this one. Utility cards are probably the best cards in the game. So
Mhm.
no, they are. I can't say they're. Yeah. There's
Fuck, Roofy.
so many good options.
Anthony is gonna get Blueprint, Brainstorm, or Prekeo. Like he's just
He's not getting blueprint because I'm getting blueprint, but you know, yeah, I'm getting blueprint. But then I can't get like on the wraparound. I cannot get like brainstorm or perkeo. Like
That's
that's my
correct.
utility.
Yep.
That's my utility.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Um.
I'll take blueprint. I'm very happy with blueprint.
Fuck. See, and Brainstorm is super good as well, but I definitely think Blueprint is clearly better because the problem with Brainstorm is it forces you to put your times multiplier on the furthest left slot. It doesn't force it to, but typically when you're doing your multipliers, you want your multipliers to be at the very, very last. And with Blueprint, you have that freedom.
Unless they're all multipliers, then it's
Right.
negligible.
Which
But
usually
with
that's what
Blueprint, you
ends up
have more
happening. But
freedom.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so I think Perkeo is who I'm taking here. I've only gotten it once, but when I had it, it was so much fun.
That's completely valid.
Um,
Completely
and
valid.
then I have to take a second here to think, but I think I think my next one that I have to take, because I'm okay with 2 econ cards that are still left. So I think I have to take my chips modifier here because there's just less of them. And I don't know who I want to do with my chips modifier quite yet. Um, where
And
is it?
while you think, I'll just say something. Look at the amount of cards we're gonna be leaving off the board because they're utility cards. Cards like Mime, Sock, Hanging Chad. I mean, these are
DNA.
DNA. Like I, like look at the amount of good cards we're leaving off the board. If we didn't make this structure as we're doing it, it would probably be 90% utility cards.
Well, if you guys want to
Yeah.
call an audible, we can make
No, no, no,
a
no, no,
sixth
no.
round
No,
with
because we
another.
can at
I
this
think it's
point.
better. No, I think it's better like this. I think it's better like this.
Yeah, I also prefer it this way.
Okay.
I can't find the chips card.
Invisible
Oh, there it
Joker.
is.
We didn't even talk about Invisible Joker.
Yeah, but Invisible Joker is like clearly worse than Blueprint.
I know, and Brainstorm, but
Yeah.
it's one of those cards that definitely would have been selected.
But it might be what I
Okay,
select.
Yeah, that's true.
for my chips adder am gonna be taking Castle. It's the one with the highest cap, and there's no negative to it. I was thinking about taking Stuntman as my chips guy, but there is obviously the limitation of hand size, especially when you're working with ectoplasm. You can't get your hand size too low, and so sacrificing 2 hand size is too much of a cost in order to gain chips.
Yeah, that's valid. Um, see, this one is also super hard for me. It's between two for me. One is a much safer option, and the other one has the highest ceiling, and which is probably why I'm gonna pick it. Um, but then there's also cards, and like hologram, Cavendish, some really good cards. That I'm not picking here, but it's so hard for me. I love both of these cards, and they're two cards
I know
that you play.
you're definitely taking the B one. You're taking the B one.
No, I'm between the B one and the other one. There's another one.
Mhm.
Oh,
Dude, you talk about the B one so much. B one I've seen you use
I
more than
love
any
that
other one.
card. I love that card, but it's so hard. Okay, I will take the B one just because it works more often than the I one. Okay, but then the I one has the highest ceiling. But I will go with Baron, times Molt, just because this card's so fucking good. You have a bunch of kings with red seals and steel. and that's all you need. You don't need anything else. I mean, obviously you need mime, right? But Baron and mime and that, and you do ridiculous amount of scoring.
Right.
Well, and you've already got blueprints, so you're for all intents and purposes, you're already mimed up on this, uh, on your hand here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
man, I just have a really distinct style when I play, so I understand that my picks might just end up being controversial, um, but I just really like
He's
every
gonna
time
take the credit card, guys.
every time I
Yeah.
every time I see some of these cards, I like have to take them. It's one of those compulsions, and so even if it's not the
Yeah.
best way to play, they're just some of my favorites to work with.
Can I guess?
Most
Can I
fun.
guess?
Sure,
Can you give me the category?
we're gonna go. Oh, which one are we gonna go first? We'll go multiplier first. Times
Oh,
mult.
multiplier. I think you're a hologram guy. I think you're going with hologram.
Yep, hologram is
I love
it.
hologram. I love hologram.
And other close ones to contend for this spot for me would be obviously Constellation, but it scales slower, so it's a little bit tougher. But then certain
Oh my
vouchers
god.
and tarot cards allow that to scale quickly too. Um, Lucky Cat is great if you run a lucky deck instead. And
Yeah.
then with Oops as well, which was something that if I was going to go that route, I would take Oops as well, right? To get the odds advantage on the lucky cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, those are some of my favorites to play with. Um, Next, we're gonna. Oh, did we get controversial again? I think we might.
I said so many good jokers, and I forgot to say AAA. So there's another really good one.
Man, I might have to go controversial again. All right, I have no idea how you guys are gonna take
Or
this.
Joker.
We're gonna go Square Joker for my chip enhancer.
I think it's actually probably the best one, if I'm being real. I think Square Joker is phenomenal. I do think there's one that's better, but it's really personal taste, and they play very differently. Okay, so I don't have to pick my chip anytime soon. I am missing Econ, and I am missing Flat Molt. I'm probably gonna go Flat Molt. We have no Flat Molts off the board. Um, I'm
Wait,
looking.
Square Joker? I hate Square Joker.
Square Joker is really good.
It's great
Really, really good.
if you lean into it early. It scales super well for chips.
Super good. Super
And
super good.
and
It's
like
one of those. It's one of the easy ways to get wins
and
in higher
and the
stakes.
other thing too is like if you get a four fingers and you don't have to mold it based around two pair or something, or just keep wasting a
Yep.
card, right? You get the forehand flush or forehand straight, and that's really forehand straight flush too. Um, yeah, I like using that one.
That's fair. I guess I find discards a lot easier to do than hands for increasing or scaling. So like obviously you get 4 chips for yours, I get 3 chips for mine, but I feel pretty happy with Castle.
Okay, so many good Flamo cards, but to me, there's a very clear best one. There's a close second, being the Happy Pants. Okay, um, but to me is the one with the highest upside, and it's Gross Mikkel because it's Gross Mikkel.
So is that what you're taking?
Uh,
That's
I'm
cheesy.
definitely taking Gross Mikkel. What?
But you're never gonna get Cavendish.
That's that's not how this works.
Yeah, this
Yes,
is
it is. That's a
exactly how it
shit pick.
works.
That's a
That is
shitty pick.
not how
That's
this works.
exactly how
That
this
is
works.
no.
Yeah,
What are
We're
you
and I'm
talking
taking
analyzing.
spare
about?
trousers. I'm
You're
taking
taking
spare
trousers?
trousers.
Yeah,
Oh
trousers is
man,
great.
damn it.
Trousers is great.
I was really hoping trousers
Mm,
would fall to me with the square joker. That's a great combo.
that's a
Yeah,
very
no,
good
I'm
combo.
taking X-Molt with my last pick because you guys already took yours.
Yep,
So for
smart.
Econ, what do I want to do? Econ has good options
Yeah, I
still.
have to go econ and chips, but you're taking econ now, I guess.
Yeah.
No, obviously. So yeah, my next two picks don't really matter that much.
I think there are
Yeah,
like,
What do I want
in
for
reality
Econ?
with econ, there's like a core 4 or even top 3 that, and then everything else is like whatever, in my opinion, or it requires too much
Um,
deck molding to be meaningful.
I think Barufi might get the Econ that he wants because I'm already playing for discards. I think I'm going to go ahead and continue on that trend. So I'm going to go ahead and take mail-in rebate.
Yep.
That's a really good one.
Yep.
Really, really good one.
That was my number 2. So
Yeah.
I guess for me, like, I just preferred the being able to get rid of like all the shitty cards in my hand for less money, obviously, but easy to mold deck early with trading card.
No, trading
Um,
card is one that has just as much utility value as it does Econ value.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I rate that pick hella.
Although it is kind of tough not having blueprint, right? But it's a sacrifice I was willing to to make there.
I mean, you're going to end up with Brainstorm, so it doesn't
yeah.
fucking
If I
matter.
want it.
Money, man, money. There's so many good econ ones. And I'm gonna go with the trend of how I like to play the game and
I
thinking of the late
see.
game.
I don't know if there are that many great econ ones. I really think that there are a top 3 that are
There, I mean,
pretty
yeah, but
obvious.
maybe a little more than that. Maybe like 5. I mean, I like Rocket, for instance. Rocket scales really well if you get it early.
You have to get it early.
Um,
That's the only way it
you
scales
have to get it
well.
early, yeah, exactly. But I will go with one that I've had games with double interest voucher, the double seed vouchers. And with this Joker, you can get an absurd amount of money.
Yeah,
And
to
it's
the moon.
to the moon. Yeah, to the moon is absurd. When you're playing to the late game, like that. Yeah, it's obviously not the best early game. If I were to pick an
Can you
early,
turn on your music in the game?
can you hear it? Oh, in
Mm.
my phone, yeah. If I were to pick one for the early game, I would probably be going with Cloud9. It is obviously just better than the Golden Joker. Um,
Is it?
yeah,
Well,
you
then you
can
add
have
more
more than
nines and you
4.
get more money. Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Um,
have
Yeah, but
a.
what if you draw the 9, then it doesn't. It's not in your deck, so you don't get the
It doesn't
dollar
affect
for
it.
it.
It doesn't
Oh,
affect
it
it.
doesn't.
It doesn't affect it.
Oh, never mind then.
the other one that
Yeah.
I
I
have
just
written down, and if I had done the Lucky Cat route and the Oops route, this was probably my pick. And obviously I would have picked it later, not 1/1, which is business card. 1 in 2 chance of
yeah.
$2. If you have Oops, it's
It's
100%
really good.
chance. Yeah.
It's really good.
Um. Also,
Is
fuck.
it
What
one
was
hundred
I gonna
percent
say?
or
Yeah.
2 and 3? I think they changed
No,
it to 2 and 3. No.
no, it's 100%.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Um.
that's pretty good.
I did see this short of a guy whose deck was all 9s, and he got Cloud 9. He was making like $60 per fucking
Yeah.
round play.
Exactly.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. If you mold it that way, it works. But
But
I
then
usually don't have
your
the
scoring
patience.
chances, your scoring chances drastically lowers because you
Yeah.
don't have sock value, you don't have hack
Right.
value,
And I don't
Fibonacci,
have the
nothing.
patience to mold 9s. I'll mold kings all day, not 9s. Just it
Yeah, I'll
just doesn't
mold
Right.
feel right.
kings or 2s, right? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of cringe.
So
Unless you have what was it? What is that Joker called? Where it turns everything into face cards. Then maybe if you have a negative of that, right,
yeah.
and then
Oh yeah,
put a sock,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the only way. Yeah. Anyway.
And yeah, I think that might end up being uh, mm, okay. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be the route that I take, and it's not the all cards become face cards, but it's the one that if you work in tandem with it as well, it's really good early game, I think, and that is smiley face.
For your plus mult.
Yes, plus
My
small.
face is really good.
That's a really good plus mult. It is low cap though.
Yeah,
It
I
does the
will
absolutely.
say
job. It does
that.
its job.
It
It does its
does it
job.
does
Though.
its job, and then again, if you have the times mult available there that scales, then you're golden, I think. Um, all right, and then my last pick here, I've got my special lined up. Now I could just not take brainstorm, and make it fun. And I'm considering it still. And you know what? Why not? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're not gonna take brainstorm because
But then if
we're gonna have fun. We're gonna take
okay, but
sock.
if you don't take brainstorm, okay, sure.
Brainstorm is the best available card.
That's all right.
He's going with a fun one. He's
My
going with fun.
favorite. My
He's going with
favorite
fun.
is the fun one.
Yeah.
The sock is good, but I don't
No,
know.
no. You know, here's where I disagree with you, though, right? If you pick brainstorm, right? If you have sock and you get brainstorm, you can have 2 socks.
Sure, but I can't do that. That's not part of the game.
Okay, well, I apologize. I apologize.
Dude, you could have 2 trading cards, which does absolutely nothing.
Does
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Um,
Yeah. So that's my 5th round pick. Again, mine might be a controversial draft here.
You could have taken DNA, dude. You could have had DNA.
I could have, but
yeah,
I like
DNA, yeah.
I like my 5. I'm having fun if that's my 5.
If I was gonna do like a fun special, I would have done like 6 cents. That's the fun one.
Pareidolia, yeah. Stuff from earlier. So for chips, I don't play a lot of plasma decks, so I don't usually take chips into the late game. When I do play plasma, and if I ever do play plasma, I usually just go for times molt anyway, right? So
What's plasma deck?
plasma is the
It
one
balances
where
your chips and your bolt after.
so you don't want to have both, right? That's some other decks do. You want to commit to either full on chips or full on times mode. And obviously, full on times mode has much more upside, right? You can only go so far with just chips, right?
Right.
So when I think of chips, I think of early game. And there's a really good card for the middle game, which is Scary Face, and a lot of people would probably put Scary Face as the absolute best chips card in the game, and I think it's one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best. But how I play the game and how I play my chips, I want something to get me through the early game. And what I have the most consistent results with is Blue Joker. I think it's phenomenal. Actually, let me scratch that. Blue Joker is really good, but I'll go with Bo. I think Bo is a better version of Blue Joker.
Which one's that, dude?
Bo gives you 2 chips per gold you have. Simple as that.
That's fair.
I completely forgot about Bowl as I was speaking Blue Joker. I use both very similarly, but the only reason why I
Why did
prefer
I
Bowl is
spell it like
because
that?
I hold Bowl for longer than I hold Blue Joker.
What a brain fart that was. I spelt it like the object, not the animal.
Nice.
I guess I'm gonna be an asshole here and take a fucking another legendary because there's not much great
Which one are you
times.
missing? You're missing Times Mode.
Yeah, there's
There's
some good
there's
times
3
multiple
options,
legendaries
and there's
as
3
well.
options.
I mean, if I'm being honest with like the card I use the most, like no matter what object or like category we're talking about, the card I use the most is the one where as long as your hand only has black in it, you get the ×3. I use that one on like every playthrough. If I see it, I get it.
But
'Cause
is
it's just
it
such a
+3 or ×3?
×3.
×3.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Blackboard.
blackboard.
Yeah.
×3 molt if your hand only consists of black cards. I
Okay, yeah. No.
I like that one a lot. It's
That's your
really easy to
selection?
proc. No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I'm gonna go for the highest upside here, so I am gonna take Cameo, whether that's cheap or not. Like we're drafting the best,
That's
in my
allowed.
opinion. So
Canyo is not higher upside than Idol, I don't think, no.
Yeah,
I
but
haven't had
Idol will screw
Idol.
you
I've
over.
never had a good hand with. I've never had
Right.
Idol actually
Every
help
time
me
it
out.
shows up, I'm not even close to where it's useful.
Yeah, you can't just buy it just to buy it. You have to, oh, I need Idol soon, so I need to buy Idol, or like I need Idol now, so I need Idol. You never buy it preemptively, but when you have those Idol runs, it feels
Wait,
really
so
good.
with Idol, is it if you play that card, it adds +2 molt,
×2.
Times
or
times 2 more, yeah. For every time
or
it triggers,
it adds ×2 molt to the Idol, or does it just
No,
×2 molt?
per card played.
yeah.
There's no way that's better than Cameo.
Well,
You have to see it.
it
You
depends
have
on
to see
deck
it.
manipulation, or it
You
depends
have to
on
see it.
Joker
Think
manipulation.
think of it
If
this
you have
way.
a
Think of it this
sock,
way.
if you have like, if yeah,
Red seals.
yeah,
Yeah, if you have red seals, imagine this. You have a deck full of diamond kings. I don't know, right? Diamond kings with red seals, whatever. And you play 5 kings, and you have sock, you have hanging chad, and you have photograph. It's guaranteed e whatever the fuck. It's
oh yeah,
I
I'm
guess
with
that
you.
makes sense.
Um,
Yeah, I follow.
I almost picked Idol over Baron. The only reason why I didn't is because Baron is so much more reliable than Idol.
Yeah, I know you have to have it be that. There's no guarantee that the cards that you're molding your deck to are gonna help you out.
But you know how Idol works, and maybe you already know this, but how Idol works is the more cards or the more copies of a card you have in a deck, the more it increases your chance of Idol picking that card for the round.
Oh, I don't can only pick cards that you have in your deck.
yes,
Exactly.
Okay,
that's
I
why
did
I
not
said,
understand that
yeah,
functionality to it.
Yeah.
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 That's why
That's
I
how it
said
works.
if you get it too early, it's like there's no fucking point.
Yeah, but if you get it late to where your deck is like 90% or something, or like 100% of something, it's always going to proc, and then at that point, you're guaranteed to go through almost anything.
But it's also guaranteed to
Okay,
screw you if you never get rid of those cards. So
Exactly. That's
yeah,
so important to
that's
control.
something I was unfamiliar with. So like idle DNA and trading card is like insane combo.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Trading card, you delete the unwanted cards. DNA, obviously, you just keep copying those cards, right?
Mhm.
Idle has the highest upside of the game. The absolute highest upside of the game is Idle.
I don't know
But
if
it
you can
takes a
say
lot.
that
It takes a
because
lot.
I don't know if you can say that because you also need supporting cards to get it
No, I know. I
to
know.
that
It's
point.
not the highest upside by itself. The highest upside by itself,
Sock.
it's probably DNA, I think. It's probably what's setting the tone the most. I mean, it's probably just Blueprint because fucking Blueprint. But anyway.
You know how many times I skipped past DNA when I first started playing the game because I didn't know what it meant? I didn't know how it worked.
It's so good, bro. Dude, it's so
I
good.
skipped DNA probably like 4 or 5 times
I thought it was
before I
so
realized
bad.
what it did.
I thought it was so bad when I started playing as well. I was like, okay, I made a copy of it. Cool. And then I learned about I learned about the cards. I didn't know you could manipulate the cards. I didn't know about the
why would
seal.
I want two jacks? I need twos as well. What is going on? I don't understand.
Listen,
why would I hang twos? I need every card in the deck.
listen.
That's how everybody who first plays the game. It's like, why? That's stupid. But then you understand, like, oh, okay, I
I
see.
thought Hanged
I can have
Man was
52
complete
kings in my
trash.
deck.
I thought Hanged Man was the absolute worst tarot card,
Yeah, I
and
would
then
always
I'm
skip
like,
it.
wait, and I'm like, wait, Hanged Man is the absolute best tarot card. Hello.
There's
Well, I think death is the best
Yeah,
tarot card.
Death is probably the best, but Hanged Man is so good. Hanged Man is so good. Immolate is probably my favorite spectral card. I mean, outside from Soul, right? But
Dude, I
yeah,
have
Immolate.
terrible fucking ectoplasm luck. I never get fucking ectoplasm.
Yeah, you can't take it a chance. You gotta sell the jokers you don't need, bro. Because ectoplasm, it's gonna fuck you. If it
yeah,
has a chance to fuck you, it's gonna fuck you.
yeah.
No, no, no. I mean, I never get it out of packs.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
well, I
I
mean,
Yeah,
mean
no,
it's broken.
I know to sell jokers I don't need. I
And
just never get ectoplasm.
my experience is I play Magic deck like 95% of the time because it has the highest like upside because you get spectral cards all the time. I never get Ankh early. Never. I never get Ankh early. I only ever get it late when I have everything set. Okay, like I'm just gonna
What's
sell
on?
all my Ankh is it copies a random joker and it destroys all your other jokers. And then
Oh
if
yeah, yeah. No,
always
I
get it
never
late.
get that
Always
early
get it too
either.
late. And then if it copies a negative, it removes the negative from the copy, so you can't have two negatives. Anyways, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you just get an ectoplasm, and you're like, it's okay.
Yeah, but then ectoplasm fucks your hand size as well. So that's pretty important on some cards. Like if you're playing Baron Mime with King Steels, you don't want to reduce your hand size by a whole lot. You know.
Right.
Well, that's what the
Yeah.
vouchers are for, then, idiot. Are you not buying
Yeah.
vouchers, Broofy?
You're being
You're not
vouchers.
buying
No.
vouchers. Mm,
Listen,
it's
that
$10
seed
too
that I played
much.
earlier, guys, I played a seed earlier today with the like perfect scenario for Baron Mime and stuff. but I never got the Baron. I got the both vouchers for hand size. I got everything I needed, but the fucking Baron, the most important card, I did not get, and I still
Holy shit,
went up.
are we gonna finish the recording before 1 a.m.? Holy shit.
Big if true.
I know we still have like 2 drafts left, but I don't think 2 drafts are gonna last 2.5 hours. Huge.
I doubt. I supremely doubt that. But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I guess fun draft, and you could take it a lot of different ways. I think that's one of the best assets of Balatro as a game itself. It's the replayability
asset?
is yeah, great asset.
Great assets.
Uh,
Great assets.
But the game is so replayable, and every run is different, and everybody's approach to a
We're
run
just
is
old
different
fucks
too.
playing solitaire. That's all we're doing. That's all Balatro is just
Yeah. But so good draft. Just to quickly recap the picks here. I selected first overall, and I got trading card for my econ, a hologram for my times molt, a square joker for my chip enhancer, smiley face for my molt enhancer, and then sock for my special. Vitor, you had the second overall pick, and in the first round you selected blueprint for your special, Baron for your times molt, Gross Mikhail or Gross Michael, if I call it that.
That is such a cheesy
for
pick.
plus
That is
molt,
such a cheesy pick.
To the moon for econ, and then bull for plus chips. And then Jacob, you had the third overall pick, and in the first round you took Perkeo for special, castle for plus
Valid.
chips, spare trousers for plus malt, mail-in rebate for econ, and then Canio for times malt. And that's our draft. Let us know what you would have selected first overall and what your roster of 5 within each category would have been. All right. Sports logos is up next.
Guys, hold on. Very quick comment I just saw on Twitter. If you ask a straight guy anything political, he won't reply like, and I quote, homophobia is bad. Instead, he will say, homophobia in the big 2025, and attach a picture of Shaq on the Celtics. But you see, Kevin Garnett on the Nets is way funnier. Way funnier. way funnier.
Fair enough.
What we got now? Sports logos.
Sports logos, and so this
Give me the
is
1-1. Give me the 1-1.
not exclusive
I'm
to
taking
the NFL.
Cavendish. I'm taking Cavendish.
The Cavendish. Let's
This
go.
could be fun. I wonder. We'll see how it goes because I looked around. So we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah.
I mean nothing special.
Dude,
I looked at soccer
nothing
logos
on
throughout the
me.
world too.
You got nothing on me.
All right. And
Give me the 1-1.
I'm gonna make a statement if I get the 1-1.
Oh, Jacob.
Keep going, keep going, keep going!
This guy.
All right.
That blows.
And now for second overall, I would be really happy with third overall here.
Not gonna
Jacob.
happen.
Jacob,
It's
what
not
is
gonna happen.
going on, Jacob?
Dude, this game
What
is
is happening?
This is a generational run.
Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
That's hilarious. All right.
Ludicrous.
You're on the clock.
This is
Okay,
bullshit.
you guys are not picking this one, and
How do you
I
know?
could easily, because you're not, but I could very easily leave it to my round 5, but it would be asinine if I don't pick it right now. It is not this, and it is not. Do I have a Dolphins throwback? I don't have a Dolphins throwback in sight.
Oh, that was something that I wanted to clear up. We're not doing retro logos, are we? Retros are all
Uh,
it's like it has to be. I mean, I guess if you both want to include
No.
it, that's fine,
I
but
I don't care. I don't care. No, I don't care.
I only did current.
I don't see why he couldn't.
No, we can do current. I don't
Okay.
care.
No, that's fine.
Anyway, it
However
doesn't
you guys wanna do
change.
it.
I love Dolphins. Okay, I love my Dolphins logo, and I'm biased towards it, but I'm being very objective about it because it is the logo of my soccer team, and I'm not being biased when I say this. It is probably the most unique logo you can find. sports wise. I've seen some pretty unique ones, but this is as unique as it gets. I'm gonna send you a copy or a picture. I sound old, so you can pull it up. Okay. I think it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful picture or a logo, I should say. That is not the best. That's a PNG. Let me fix that. Don't pull it up. The viewers are gonna think I am schizophrenic.
You could have just said the team name, and then I could have looked it up way quicker.
Yeah, I just want to send it to you. So the team is Corinthians, like that.
Yeah, you're schizo. Sorry.
So yeah, that's going to be my logo. Show it to the audience, please.
Why
It's
isn't it typing? Come on.
it's very representative of the story of the history of the club as well. Um,
Bro's
and
bringing in history for his
I think it's a
logo
beautiful
pick.
logo.
But is it
It's just an
cool?
anchor.
I think it's phenomenal.
It's just an anchor.
Dog. Guy doesn't get it.
Okay, I see. All right.
This guy is wearing a banana hat talking to me.
It's not just an anchor.
Oh, there you go.
It's a it's a banana with a bat
What would
on a
you do
hat.
with a drunken
There you go.
sailor? What do you do with a
What
drunken
would you do
sailor?
with a drunken sailor? No copyright, please.
There you
Right?
go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Man, this one. There are so many ways you can go. Like, obviously, iconic is lame because a lot of the iconic
I think
logos
it's
are
so lame.
boring as fuck. So I'm not
I think
doing
it's so
that.
lame. Me
Um,
neither.
I guess out of like the big core four sports here in America, I think, and this is not Homer bias at all, I think truly one of the best logos is the San Jose Sharks.
It's a beautiful logo. I completely agree
That
with
is a
you.
goated logo.
It's
Too
a
bad they stopped
beautiful logo.
talking.
It's a beautiful logo.
Great colors. I love that the shark is like eating a hockey stick. I think that's super
So
creative.
nice.
It's
So nice.
menacing. It's it's very clean, I think.
All right. Since we're all taking something that's personal to us, I'm gonna be taking. I'll let you get this pulled up real quick.
Go ahead.
Goated pick. Uh, I'm gonna be taking the Pitt State Gorillas, the D2 college school in which are in Pittsburgh, Kansas.
This
I'm
guy's
taking
laughing his ass off as he says it.
I'm taking their Pitt. Dude,
He's
there's this
laughing his ass off.
That's it.
there's this
That's
there's this there's this video of Mike Lee, who's a college icon. R.I.P.
Why is he
There's a
staring
video.
in my soul?
There's a video of Mike Lee. There's a video of Mike Lee's talking about the Pitt State Gorillas. He's like, they're the only gorilla mascot in college. When they come out to the welcome to the jungle, and they bang their chest and they eat bananas. It's so fucking.
That is unbelievable.
Uh,
that's great.
NFL great John Brown played at Pitt State University.
Oh,
Uh,
fun fact.
yeah. Okay, and then for my second logo, I didn't think this
I
far
like his
ahead.
little
So,
grin. I like his little smirk here. That's funny.
No,
well,
it's such a good logo, but it's so
type
funny.
in Pitt State Gorillas Silverback, and that's really the logo that I had in mind because that's what I have on my car, like my the bottom right one on the hoodie.
Yeah,
That's the logo that I have on my car. Like I have a license plate with that, so that's the one that I was visualizing. But obviously, the red and yellow is like their actual mascot.
gotcha.
Um, and this is gonna sound really fucking stupid, but I'm gonna be taking the Wichita Turbo Tubs logo.
This guy's not real, bro. This guy's so not real.
I remember you showing me this before. This is awesome. I love it. What a great pull. I think that's hilarious. Yes.
Dude, the Wichita Turbo Tubs
That's
goes
great. I
hard. What
love
can I
that.
say?
That's hilarious. That's fantastic. Great pull. Great pull. Oh man. Okay, that your your selections are making me feel like I went basic bitch here, but man, I just there was just so
That
many
was not the intent.
there were just so many minor league and college squads that I guess I could have thought of, but man, that's a lot of research. um, man, do I just take my favorite? Oh, because that's the thing, right? Like, if we were separating this and we can only pick one sport at a time, like, then something like this would be selected, I think. But I feel like in just a best overall, I can't take a Marlins or Brewers, even though those are my two favorites in baseball. Especially not round two at the very least. And I will say, out of the core four, I think the NHL, generally speaking, has the best assortment.
I
Um,
think so too. I think
Dude,
so
I
too.
love the Hurricanes logo. The Hurricanes logo is one of my faves.
okay.
Hurricanes is nice.
Um, hmm, this is a real tough one. I think we're gonna go hockey again. Actually,
The Bruins have the worst logo. We can all agree.
The who?
the Bruins.
The Bruins.
I don't think they have the worst. I think it's got to be the Canadians. The Canadians is fucking
that
so
that kind
weird.
of that kind of
Canadians, the Winnipeg
sucks.
Jets one is terrible too.
Dallas Stars, bro. Dallas Stars might be worse than the Cowboys.
No,
Oh, wait, did we agree to yes or no allow retros?
No,
if
no retros.
okay, sorry, you said it.
Damn.
All right, we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna stick NHL. I think it's another really good logo, and I think
Might be a lot of NHL ones here.
it's got a solid balance and good detail. I think Columbus Blue Jackets.
Didn't think you were gonna go with that one.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
a
a big
good
fan of that
logo,
pick.
really.
Yeah, it is a good logo. I just think there are better ones, personally.
There's a lot better ones, even in the NHL.
This is a good one. It's a Ohio State flag wrapped around a star. It's got like patriotism, and I don't know. I like it.
That is the issue right there. It's made in Ohio. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
So
it is
sorry,
an
guys.
All
Ohio
right, you know
team.
what? You
So
got me
sorry,
there.
guys.
I apologize formally for that.
Yeah, there you
Uh,
go. Yeah, you should.
for that
I
selection.
will, however, I will be a homer. Okay, I'll feel really bad me being myself if I didn't pick the Dolphins. So I'll pick the Dolphins. I do love their logo. Okay, it's not just me being biased. Yes, I'm being biased,
I
but
mean,
I do love the logo.
it's one of the better ones in the NFL for sure. I don't hate it.
And the next one, it's gonna be an NHL one, and I'm kind of torn. There's a lot of logos I love in the NHL. I'm not gonna pick the Panthers. I already got my homer pick. Okay,
Dude, I'm gonna have
two
another
homer picks,
homer
but anyway.
pick. I have another fucking homer pick.
Well, you're wearing it,
They are
anyways.
just cooking
Uh,
shit up in Wichita, I guess.
I
They
think
are, dude.
I think, dude, this is hard. I think this one appeals to me more for sure. So it's gonna be the Minnesota Wild. I think it's a
that I also
very
had that
creative
written
logo.
down. Yeah,
The
but
Minnesota
Very,
Wild is
very.
one of the best logos in
yeah,
the
it's
NHL. It's
yeah
so
I
good.
that
think
one I had written
in
down.
sports period. In sports period. Can we show it?
Yes,
Graphics guy.
Graphics guy, yeah.
it's got good symbolism going on.
Oh man, it's so nice.
It's
And
so good.
I'm a big trees guy. I'm a very big
Yeah,
trees guy. So
Yeah. Plus, Marc-Andre Fleury.
Lori's definitely a
All
likable guy.
all hail the flower.
Definitely a likable guy.
Dude, Marc-Andre Fleury, if Chris Kunitz didn't exist, would be my favorite hockey player of all time.
Um,
I might just pick the court.
definitely
Okay, go ahead.
definitely one of my favorite goalies outside Bobby and some of the others I like.
Dude, I grew up with such a goated team. I had Brooks Orpik, Chris Letang, Sidney Crosby, Marc-Andre Fleury. I had uh fuck Chris Kunitz. I had Jordan Stahl, Yevgeny
Mm-hmm.
Malkin. This team was stacked. So good.
Yeah.
Dude, the 2011-12 Pittsburgh Penguins will forever have my soul.
Yeah. Nice logo too. You could pick it.
I
No
could
retros.
I could go the Portland
The current
Pickles
one is
here,
nice.
which is a minor league baseball team. Portland
I do
Pickles.
like the Portland Pickles.
I figured.
Okay, you guys
Um,
are like, you guys are talking as if I'm hearing people talk about Balatro before I understood Balatro. That's what I'm hearing right now.
Dude, you've never seen
Portland
the Portland
Pickles.
Pickles?
Not the Portland Pickles, no.
This isn't my pick, but it's funny.
What a silly, silly little name.
There's also a there's also
I'm not gonna lie, that is a phenomenal logo.
a
That is
Central
a
Valley
phenomenal
minor league
logo.
So
team
good.
called the Modesto Nuts.
I like the Pickles one more. I like the Pickles
You
one
like
more.
the Pickles more,
The
huh?
Modesto nuts is so funny though.
You got two different kinds of nuts in the logo.
I like the Pickles more, but that one is good. That one is good.
Okay, we're gonna go college here. Yeah,
Dude, I
and
forgot about Pascal Dupuis. Oh my god, what a banger.
I think this is one of the better, like, I think this. Yeah,
No one is picking the Celtics, right? No one is picking the Celtics.
no.
No.
Oh, cool. I mean, cool.
One of the better college logos, in my opinion. It's the UAB Blazers.
You might have to show the audience and your co-host.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, the UAB
shit.
Blazers is goated. You don't know the UAB Blazers?
Oh, oh
That's
yeah,
a
that's
good. That's a
sick.
good logo.
Dude, growing up, I only the one to the right of it. That was the one that it was when I was growing up. I was playing MVP baseball, the college baseball game, which I fucking wish I would get another one because that was so much fun. I would always
That
pick UAB or Wake Forest because I always thought them and the
Wake
Demon
Forest is
Deacons had
nice.
goated logos.
Wake Forest is nice.
But the new Wake Forest logo sucks. I hate the new Wake Forest logo.
Mm. Whose turn is it now?
I believe it's Jacobs.
I
now.
love the Demon Deacon, the old one on the left side. I love the Demon Deacon. Okay, guys, we got another Wichita team.
That can't be real.
He's going all homers. It's
Yeah,
great.
Dude, we're gonna take the Wichita Sky Kings.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see this one.
Oh my god. Wait,
Oh, it's
that one is goaded.
That is
Goat is
all right.
goated.
All right. You won
That
me.
one
You
is
won us
goated.
over.
What?
As seasoned wizard lovers.
Yeah, hello, this is goated.
I thought it was gonna be like an
What?
airplane or something with Sky Kings, but
Yeah, some weird shit. No, bro, this is sick. Change the
I'm
name
cooking
though.
right
What the
now.
fuck is that name?
they got to be
Yeah,
the
I don't fucking
Wichita
know.
Orb Ponderers.
This is our like minor league basketball team. I don't fucking know. I've never been to a game.
So nice, so nice.
Nice.
Shout out, Sky Kings, right?
Wichita
Shout out Sky
Wizards.
Kings.
Shout
I
out.
mean, I don't what like why not just do
WW,
Wichita
right?
Wizards?
Yeah.
Our baseball team should have been the Wichita Wagon Masters. That should have been our. What the fuck is a wind surge? Also, I was considering taking the Wichita Wingnuts, but they don't currently exist anymore.
Oh.
They got replaced by the D2 team. Look up Wichita Wingnuts. This is nostalgia right here. This is fucking nostalgia for me.
What is
I
Yeah,
it?
but
grew up
it is.
on Wing,
What is that, bro?
I grew up on Wingnuts baseball.
Is that
is
literally
hilarious.
the Wingnuts?
What is this wannabe Rust Belt shit here? Like, what is going on?
Oh,
That's
I didn't even realize
hilarious.
that's what a wingnut was, but this is what I grew up
Oh,
on.
you
Yeah, I
didn't?
love this shit.
That's
No.
why.
This
That's why I was
this
like,
should
he
be-
literally has a wing dot on his head.
Yeah.
Their mascot was a beaver, dude. That's all I fucking remembered.
Oh, that's fantastic. We
Dude,
all learned
funny
something
story.
new.
Funny story. So my dad got kicked out of a Wichita Wingnuts game when I was there. There was 4 of us, and so it was dollar hot dog night or whatever, and his buddy was sitting at the top of the stands. So he threw a hot dog up to his buddy, and it went through his buddy's hands
Oh
and
no.
went over the edge and landed in front of a lady. And so my dad runs up and he looks down. He's like, "Don't touch my wiener!" And she reported him And
Uh,
as he's as he was in like the office, like they're like explaining how he's like being kicked out. He was like, technically speaking, your wrapping on the hot dog says wieners. That was the correct vernacular given to me by the stadium. And so they ended up giving him 4 free tickets to come back because he was technically right, but
hey,
he was already
hell
kicked
yeah.
out, so they couldn't put him back.
There we go. That's how you do it.
Yeah, so go to Wichita Wing Nut Story. Anyways, I'm taking the Party Animals logo.
The Party Animals logo.
Yes, this is a Savannah Bananas thing.
Okay. Baseball.
Yeah.
They're not called the Funky Monkeys.
No, unfortunately not.
What? They're just the party animals. They don't belong to a city.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I'm on the clock again. Oh shit.
Is he gonna take the Mighty Ducks?
Ooh, they did change their logo back. I don't know if you saw. Like,
Yeah,
apparently
they
they're
did.
yeah. So that is like a viable selection. I don't know. I'm not in love with it as much as everyone else, but it's still really great. Uh, excuse me. Holy shit. That came out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
I thought we were gonna
That
die.
came out of nowhere. That was really weird.
And the Anaheim Ducks just don't feel the same without Corey Perry.
Yeah.
They were just better when they were called the Mighty Ducks, right?
Fair
Yeah.
Point. Fair point. All right, we're gonna be a little bit basic again, just to get it off the board. I think it's super clean. I think the retro is clean as well. Overhated at the time, I guess. Apparently, it wasn't very popular at the time. Um, but we're gonna go with the Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I do like them.
And Rufy, you've got the back-to-back here in round 4 and 5.
I'm looking at our 4 leagues here. How much of a homer can I be, guys?
You've already
I
been.
mean, have you seen my list?
You've both been big homers.
So, but I will try and make it more fun because I love the Marlins logo. I love the Panthers logo. So just putting it on the record, I love their logos, but I want to also show my appreciation for other logos, and that's what I'm gonna do right here. Um, I'm gonna go with one that really captivates me ever since I started watching the NHL. And my dad is not so high on it. He doesn't really like it, but I do. And that is the St. Louis Blues.
I think there are better ones you could
Really?
have picked.
Really?
Maybe better ones, but I think it met.
Really?
Listen, I'm yeah, maybe you guys side with my dad on this one, but I like it. I don't know.
I mean, it's not like, again, most of the NHL logos are good. Like, they're clean, they're sleek, they're nice, they have
Yeah,
good
yeah.
theming. This one, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. It's a music note with wings. I mean,
I think it being tilted makes it so much better. If it was straight, it would have been lame as hell.
well,
You know what I
then it
mean?
would be a lot less balanced. Almost like the Utah Jazz logo, how it's slanted the other
No,
way.
this is
It's like
better.
super.
This is better than the
I
Jazz.
agree
Yeah,
100%. Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's
And I don't
completely.
want
And then
to.
they took
I
the color out recently. Like, I
The
also
Utah Jazz was goaded.
can we talk about how the entire NBA really when before they went to this minimalist crap, like, this is garbage. This is just bad. It's sad.
it's
It's like
very lazy.
horrible.
Very lazy.
But before they went to this minimalist garbage, the NBA had good stuff. Like,
Very good stuff.
it was like
Very
patches,
good
like,
stuff.
seal patches, but
Very good stuff.
that's fun. It's just fun. It's colorful. It's got something
Mhm.
about the area. I don't know. The
The
fonts.
Hornets have goaded logos. I like the Hornets logos. Too bad their team sucks.
Yeah.
I want to pick an MLB one, but I'm kind of torn because I genuinely think the Marlins have the best logo in the MLB,
Not
and
even
I don't
close.
Brewers.
want to pick the Marlins. I don't want to pick the Marlins. So
Brewers.
There's no shot you genuinely believe that.
I genuinely believe that. I do
I
like the
like the
Brewers
Marlins
one.
logo.
I like
It's
the
nowhere near
Brewers.
the top.
Are you
Okay.
factoring
First off,
the problem is, are
first
you
off,
factoring in the iconography of it? Because like if it just if we're taking out like the iconic shit, MLB logos
It's
are
the
incredibly
Diamondbacks.
basic and lame. The
yeah.
Diamondbacks is a good one too. Yeah, I 100%. It's
I,
definitely one of the
I,
better
I was
ones.
just gonna
But
say that majority of them is just letters. The vast majority of them are just letters. I
and
don't care for
they
that.
look
I
they're
don't care for that.
clean. They're still clean. They look good on caps. That's why the baseball cap is the how we
Yep.
refer to
Yep.
it. But as
Yep.
a logo, it's not. I don't know. It's the same
It,
thing with
it's probably
baseball.
the worst. It's
Older
probably the
stuff is
worst
better.
league logo wise. For me, it's probably the worst league of the four.
Yeah,
Um.
me
Yeah.
too.
I mean, the Reds and the Guardians for years looked exactly the same.
Yep. Um. I'm gonna go with one.
Oh no, it happened.
Uh, I
It,
like the Houston Rockets
am
one
I
a lot.
back? Am I back? Sorry.
Yeah,
You
you're
are
good.
back.
Oh, thank God. That
But I
scared me.
will go. I will go with a very clean, very nice one, and I haven't picked it. Have we picked it? I don't think we've picked any NBA ones, right? No, no, we picked the minor league, right? But not NBA. Yeah, I'll go with the New Orleans Pelicans.
Really?
Look at the logo again.
I hate that logo.
Pull it up for
The
us.
new one is a lot better than the old one, I will agree, but I'm not a huge fan.
It's not. It's not that one. It's not that one. Um.
Which one is it then?
Yeah. I'm. Why isn't?
That's their current logo, Broofy.
Yeah.
Wait. Why am I seeing something else on this
Their
stupid
current
app?
logo has the red eyes. That's what I liked about it, was the red eyes.
There is, I mean, obviously I do like that logo a lot, but there is a alternate version
Well,
of the
good, because it's
logo.
what you got. That's what you get. This
I can,
logo right
no, I
here.
can stick with this one. I like this logo a lot. It can still be this one, but yeah, the third one. I like the logo a lot.
Maybe the Saints should change to this one. How
I
about this?
actually
How
like
about
that
this
logo a
one? How
lot.
about this one? You like this one? You like this
Jesus
minimalist
Christ.
No.
crap?
Gee.
I think the Saints one is iconic.
I
Well,
like the
that's
Saints
it's
one.
the same thing with the NFL, right? A lot of iconic stuff, but very boring. I mean, who gives a shit about a green G? Like, technically it's white, but whatever.
I
Um,
hate the Packers logo. I hate the Packers
but
logo.
it's
It's so
iconic. Like,
bad.
it's a very recognizable brand.
Oh my
So,
God, it's so bad.
let's see. I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I would love to take a
Steelers.
baseball logo.
Steelers.
Steeler.
Oof.
I mean, a lot of them, right? The Cowboys.
Uh,
Um, and my favorite with the MLB is the Milwaukee Brewers. I love. It's very clean. I like that it's a baseball glove. I like that it says MB and there's a baseball in the glove. Like, really well done on the rebranding that they did
Mhm.
a few years ago. Harkening back to retro, of course. Um, yeah. Ooh, this could get. I'm not going to do that. I guess I a little bit similar to UAB. Another lizard reptile that's green, but I think it's really nice and it's stood the test of time for a long time. It's the Florida Gators.
okay.
That one's iconic. I don't know if I necessarily love it
I think
though.
it. I think it's still really really good, especially compared to the other stuff out there. In the,
You know what? I'm surprised the Blackhawks haven't been picked.
I mean, that's a nice logo.
That is a nice logo.
I'm good. Um, I also just no. I said I'm good on the Blackhawks logo because I
Oh,
just grew up not liking them. The
yeah.
Gators one, I just don't like the colors. That's my thing. I don't like the combination of orange and green. I
That's
don't
the
think that's
Kelly Green colors.
yeah, but not with orange. Um,
Fucking
dude,
got
see,
him.
this is where I wish I could just take a fucking logo from any point in time.
It's darker than the Kelly Green for sure, but it was
Because
a funny
if
bit.
I
You're wearing one.
Yeah, just pick the Chiefs here, no?
You should pick a country flag that you like a lot, um, because they use that for international soccer.
Yeah. Japan.
Yeah. Wales, you got a lion in the
Wales is super nice.
Yes.
Wales is super nice.
Oh god. This is gonna piss
Unironically, the
me
best
off.
country
I'm
flag,
already
like
pissed off.
1000%.
It's up there. Not a lot of competition though with country flags either.
Oh no.
Okay. Um okay, so for starters, the team I would or like the logo I would take is like the early 2000s to late 2000s Maryland Terrapins logo. I fucking loved that one growing up. I don't know why. I just think it's and like I just really liked it. I also played them a lot in the college baseball game. It's that second one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just love the standing terrapin. I think that looks cool. Um, but I can't. So I think what I'm gonna take is the German soccer team,
Oh, that's nice.
the one that's logo is the BBB.
Borussia Dortmund.
Borussia, Borussia Dortmund, yeah. Yeah.
That's what you're taking?
No, I'm gonna take Wichita State. Fuck it.
My God, bro. Yeah, I really should have picked the Panthers and then the Marlins.
It's a fun one. He's eating his hair though. That's a little.
I love the Shockers logo.
It's a fun one.
I have so much Shockers merchandise. I probably own more Shockers logos than anything. I also think the baseball logo adds to it. I think the baseball logo is a lot of fun
I think as
for Wichita
well.
State.
Since we're talking about local schools, I think Fresno State's got a nice logo.
Do
With
you
good
like the baseball
detail.
part of it? That one?
The
Yeah.
baseball part.
Yeah, so if you click out of the search bar,
Oh,
it's
I
covering it.
see. Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
it's a yeah, I like it. Um, but this one, I don't know. I've been around it for a long time. I think it's one
Oh,
of the
the
better
Fresno logo is
Bulldog
goaded. I
logos,
think it's great.
for sure. So that could have been, I guess, it could have been an option for a draft too. But yeah, so that was fun. It was interesting. We got a lot more obscure answers, which is fun as well. We all learned a little something. So, Vitor, you had the first overall
Yeah, I
pick.
guess some honorable mentions.
Sure.
Creighton. I think Creighton University has a really cool Blue Jay logo. And then also Eastern Carolina or Seton Hall. I played a lot of Seton Hall in VP baseball growing up.
Okay.
I like that Blue Jay logo.
It's like it reminds me of the old Toronto logo. That styling.
Yeah, and then ECU I think has a really fucking good logo as well.
ECU I had
Seton
written
Hall has
down.
the
Yeah, I had this written down.
Okay.
All right.
I
Yeah.
really like Tulane's old logo. I don't like Tulane's new logo.
Tulane. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You're gonna have to look up logo.
But I see I see what you mean.
I like the T with the wave.
I don't mind this. All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Vitor, you had the
North
first overall
Texas
pick,
Mean Green.
and you selected Corinthians Soccer Club with the first overall.
Yes.
In round 2, Miami Dolphins. In round 3, the Minnesota Wild. In round 4, the St. Louis Blues, and in round 5, the New Orleans Pelicans. I had the second overall, and I selected the San Jose Sharks first round. Second round, the Columbus Blue Jackets. The third round, the UAB Blazers. In the fourth round, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And in the fifth round, the Florida Gators. Jacob had the third overall pick and went almost entirely homers with the Pitt State Gorillas in the first round. In the second round, the Wichita Turbo Tubs. In the third round, the Wichita Sky Kings, should be the Wizards. In the fourth round, the Party Animals. And in the fifth round, the Wichita State Shockers. Fun
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
Fun stuff. And then our final
I
draft.
think he's got a good logo too. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. And the final draft here are cartoon characters. Now my cartoon bag is pretty empty, so I went with a lot of stuff just from childhood and maybe the same like 5 TV shows. So we'll see what you guys do. I'm much more excited with what you guys are going to do with this, I suppose. Let's see. Jacob, maybe this is your time. Maybe this is your time. Maybe
Nope.
not.
A little more?
I'm okay with
Fuck.
first overall here.
Man, I would love first overall. Well, we all know who's second.
Yep, it's Anthony. Or Vitor, sorry.
How does this keep happening, bro?
Every fucking time.
It's scripted like the NFL, I guess.
One would say, right? One would say.
All right.
It's actually so fucking annoying.
Okay. Look, I just don't care. It's SpongeBob SquarePants.
Fuck you, man. I needed the first overall, man.
I just
I'm
yeah.
okay
I
with
mean,
not having SpongeBob.
I needed the first overall.
what can you
man.
do? It is the most iconic cartoon. I mean, maybe outside of Homer Simpson, like that's the guy, right?
I'm
I'm
kind of
happy no matter what. I have so many good
okay.
options.
That I've
I'm
had
sure
a,
you.
I've
Yeah.
oh man, I've had a few that marked my
I
childhood.
was preparing for third pick in the draft every time.
Smart.
SpongeBob, namely,
Bro,
marked my
there's no
childhood.
shot you're actually struggling right
You
now.
can
There's like,
still look. You can still pick from the same show.
I'm not gonna do
yeah,
that.
waste your pick.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
come
do that.
on. Squidward's a good pick.
No, Squidward would be my next pick, but I'm not gonna go Squidward. I am gonna go. I love these two characters, man. Which one is
Yeah,
more
I know.
likely for you to pick? Which one? I
Squidward.
think you're more likely to pick Tom, so I'm going to pick Tom from Tom and Jerry.
See,
Oh.
I'm okay with this because you just made my pick so much easier. What I was gonna do is I was gonna take Tom and Jerry with both of my picks, but because you just took that,
Do that?
I don't have to waste two picks on the same show. So I'm gonna take Eric Cartman and Scooby Doo.
You see, Eric Carmen is all yours,
Yeah.
bro. I promise you, if you give me 15 rounds, I would not pick that piece of shit, bro.
Technically
All
speaking,
yours.
you're the only one that's ever drafted Eric Cartman on this show
For most annoying characters.
until now.
It's
Yeah.
Carmen, not Cartma, not Cartma. It's
Oh
Cartman,
man.
not Cartma. All right, cool.
Freaking grammar Nazi over here.
Oh, call me Elon.
I do wish
Anyways,
Mickey Mouse is still available.
I do wish Scoob made it back to me, but I figured that wasn't gonna happen.
I love Scoob. How
Scooby Doo
about I
was my
pick?
1-1.
How about I pick your friend Jacob Shaggy?
That's fine. I mean, if you want to, I don't care. I got the better one. I got
What's
the
his
icon
last name?
mode.
Johnson?
I don't know. It's Rogers, Shaggy Rogers.
All right. Fantastic. Well, I said what I was gonna take next, and that's Squidward. I
Oh,
have
Sean.
my cartoon bag is so small. I have if this was animated films, I'd have more to go with. But I guess we're not gonna pick the same show, but we're gonna stick with Nickelodeon here, and we're gonna go with Zuko.
Luke was good.
That's goaded.
I will go with one of my absolute favorites as well. Probably would have been my first one, but I was a little bit strategical there. And I go with Snoopy.
Okay.
You would have taken Snoopy with the 1-1.
Snoopy's so good. No, one would have been SpongeBob. I'm talking for the 1-2. Snoopy's so good.
Um,
I have a
so
surprise
many,
pick next.
so many good options, man. Um, fuck. I think I'm gonna take the if I could identify with any cartoon character, there's one lasagna eating fucker that I would always
The
identify with,
Garfield.
and that is Garfield.
All right.
um,
Yeah, you love the Bill Murray films too, right? Especially the second one.
dude, A Tale of Two Kitties. I can watch that movie endlessly. I love that movie.
I do remember you saying that
um,
a couple years back, probably at this point.
yeah, terrible movie. I love it. It's so fun. Um, fuck, who is the? I had my other pick right here.
Ooh, I love this guy. Yeah.
Oh, um, Mark Hamill's Joker.
Ooh, good pick.
Good one. Yeah, very good pick.
I didn't even think of that.
Sleeper pick. Sleeper pick.
I didn't even think of that realm, that genre.
How about you give me Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Figured
Also a great pick.
that
That,
would have
was
been
on Anthony's list for sure.
Love the
would have been
character.
selected at some point. Well done. My bag is real real light here. It's feeling
Dude,
empty,
you know you
guys.
want Tommy Pickles.
It's feeling real empty. Like we're thinking like Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus.
There's a, by the way,
Not a good pick.
We're talking
there's
when
a
the bill becomes a
very
law in in the Schoolhouse Rock. We don't have much left.
we have probably two of the most iconic characters aside from SpongeBob, and they haven't been picked
I
yet.
know.
Yeah,
And
Mickey Mouse hasn't been taken, but I don't like Mickey Mouse. So
Nah,
I know.
I'm not picking Mickey Mouse
fuck
either,
Mickey.
but also Homer. No one likes Homer.
Well, that's something
I never watched The
that's
Simpsons.
somebody that I'm considering here, and I might take him.
Okay, well,
round
my next
5.
one is also decided. My next one is also
But
decided.
like, there's also like Carl Weezer, which is just a really funny.
Finish that
croissant. All right, we're doing it. We're doing Carl Weezer and Homer Simpson.
I love my
Jake
fifth pick.
Dog and Finn the human.
Well, you're on the
I
clock.
absolutely love my fifth pick, and that's Tintin.
I just remember the Spielberg, right? Spielberg movie.
Mm-hmm.
What's Tintin?
Bro, this guy can't be real, bro.
I don't know the character. Like I don't know the animated character now.
Show it to us. Show it to us, graphics guy.
Well, that's the movie, but this was him from the
Yep.
cartoon.
He's a detective, Jacob.
You would
Yeah.
your pick on that guy?
Bro,
he solves
watch the show. It is a
crimes.
phenomenal show. Phenomenal show.
You
Dude,
picked
there's so
Scooby
many
Doo.
good.
He's a mystery guy.
Yes.
You picked Eric Carmen, bro. Don't talk to me, bro. Please don't.
Yeah, that
talk.
was a personal pick.
Please
Okay.
don't. So it's Tintin.
He's gonna pick Peter Griffin or Stewie or
Oh
Brian
fuck
or.
no!
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
taking a Family Guy
BoJack?
character.
Thank
BoJack?
God. Thank God. I haven't seen BoJack, so
Dude,
couldn't-
BoJack
couldn't
is a good pick.
BoJack's such a good character. BoJack is probably the
BoJack's
most
a
in-depth
good pick.
cartoon character to ever live.
So pick him.
I
Like,
probably would
he
agree.
God,
I
there's
probably
so
would
many
agree.
good ones.
Casper's on the board. We have Woody Woodpecker. I love Woody Woodpecker. I almost picked
Dude,
him.
Wile E.
do I take the
Coyote.
pick
Almost
that's most personable to me, or do I
Coyote.
take the best pick available?
Best pick available was Mickey Mouse.
No, I could not give a fuck about
No.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, no, objectively, to what cartoon is.
Sure,
To you,
but not even close
I'm
to
not
my
picking
favorite.
Mickey Mouse.
No.
Yeah, no, I went through 5 rounds without picking it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Like,
Honestly,
Jimmy
I'm beating
Neutron
myself
is on
up.
the board.
I'm beating myself up a little bit for not picking Wile E. Coyote. Now that I think about it, but it definitely would have been
I
my round 6.
really wish I had space for Woody Woodpecker,
You could
but
pick
I'm very
Gromit.
happy.
You could pick Wallace or Gromit as well. That's animated.
I'm definitely not taking Wallace or Gromit.
I don't know how you didn't go BoJack yet. If I'm being real with you, you're
Because
such a BoJack guy.
I am, but there's a character that I genuinely watched probably the most.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
Sokka.
fuck no.
You're gonna go another.
Okay,
Popeye.
Last Airbender pick.
I'm gonna take BoJack, but it pains me that I'm not taking Curious George.
Curious George is nice.
Never got into Curious George. I don't
Curious
plan
George
to
is
either.
nice. Curious George is nice. Yo, Roadrunner is also on the board. Roadrunner is a good one.
I mean, Wile E.
Dude,
Coyote
Timmy Turner's
makes
still
that.
on the board.
Makes that though. It's not Roadrunner. It's Wile E. Coyote that makes that show.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, we
Hello
have
Kitty.
we have a lot of the Looney Tunes got like
Anthony
none of the
didn't
Looney
take a
Tunes guys
single-
got picked.
Anthony didn't take a
Bugs Bunny?
single Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, which kind of surprised me.
It surprised me too when I thought about it, but it's so tough to pick only one, really.
Oh,
You know what I
oh.
mean?
I also was heavily debating He-Man in this pick.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I also thought about Thomas from Thomas and His Friends.
Oh, I remember the direct to. We must have talked about this at some point. The direct to DVD, stop motion Thomas.
Yes, because you know what kind of guy I was?
a train
Dude,
guy.
Anthony, you know.
Yeah, Geotracks.
Yeah.
You thought I forgot? That was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, Christmas wasn't too long ago, was it?
It felt
Dude,
like
we
an
left
eternity if
Dr.
we're being real.
Heinz Doofenshmirtz off the list.
Yeah, so yeah, none of that. I mean, like I said, none of the Looney Tunes, really. Like, none of them, certainly could have had a number of those guys selected. So a lot of iconic characters, but I'm happy with my five. They're the ones that have provided the most enjoyment to me, I guess, throughout my life. Homer
Agent
maybe the
P.
least so, which is
Forgotten
why he's the
about.
5th round pick. But yeah, so that was our cartoon characters draft.
Oh, Donald Duck also undrafted.
Donald Duck, yeah, better than uh, Mickey Mouse. Goofy would have been the one, right? Out of those characters.
Uh-huh.
All right. I had the first overall
Especially for
pick.
Goofy's
I
trial.
like. I think I
Yeah.
like Donald Duck a little more.
Really?
I think so.
Okay. Interesting. So for my first round pick, I selected SpongeBob SquarePants. In the second round, Squidward. I don't know why I didn't put his last name. Squidward Tentacles. Tennis balls.
Let's go good.
Zuko in round 3. In round 4, Carl Weezer. And then in round 5, Homer Simpson. Vitor had the second overall pick. And in the first round, he selected Tom Cat from Tom and Jerry. Shaggy Rogers in the second round. In the third round, Snoopy. In the fourth round, Courage the Cowardly Dog. And in the fifth round, Tintin. And then Jacob with the third overall pick. In the first round, selected Eric Cartman. In the second round, Scooby-Doo. In the third round, Garfield. In the fourth round, Joker. And in the fifth round, BoJack Horseman. And that's our animated.
So, like, in
cartoon
actuality,
characters.
I have 3 really good picks and then 2 very personable picks.
Yeah. Yeah, again, like I said, I didn't even consider the animated comic book route, so that was a good pull for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
well done.
See, Cartman and Garfield are like not good picks, but I fucking love them. So
I
it's
don't know.
okay.
Garfield's got accessibility. I mean, so does South Park. So I don't like Cartman
South
at
Park
all.
is
I
my
don't like
favorite cartoon. So.
I don't like South Park at all. But yeah, it's about favorite characters, and so I guess that to you in the audience, let
Dude,
us
we
know.
left off Papa Smurf.
I could care less about the Smurfs, really. And the movies are terrible
Dude.
too.
But wait, who's the bad guy? Fuck, what's his name?
Gar something.
Gargamel.
Gargamel.
Gargamel. Yeah, we could have taken Gargamel, dude.
Yeah, I
Did you
guess you
see
could
the
have.
college? Anthony, did you see what I dropped in the chat?
No.
Dude,
Just now?
college football report included Wichita State in there. Who has the best college logo?
That's big. They don't have Fresno State
They don't
on
even
there
have a
though.
football team. They don't have a football team, but they have.
That's funny. That's really funny, actually.
Yeah,
Although in the caption though, they did say just in sports.
college sports. Right. It's just funny that a college football centered Twitter is including Wichita State because I feel like Wichita State is not very known since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like the last time that our basketball team had notoriety.
Well, did they even have UAB on there? I feel like that would have been a glaring omission. Oh yeah, it is on there. Okay.
Yeah, they have UAB, they have Seton Hall, Eastern Carolina. Washington State has they have both WSUs. So yeah, Washington State, I really like their Cougar logo. Army, the Army Black Knights, that's probably my favorite military school academy logo.
It's one of the better shields for sure. Yeah.
I really like Mercer. Mercer has a goated logo.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But
Fun stuff. So we'll save anticipated films for next week. And if you guys want to obviously prepare something for that as well, do some research, check out some movies that are coming out
Yeah.
this year that you guys are excited for. That way we can do a dedicated segment for it. But before we leave today, I did want to talk about something that made me very upset last week. Very upset. And it's a complete farce. It's a tragedy that this occurred. And it's the Oscar nominations. Now, I know you guys don't have too much to comment on here, but I mean, feel free if you have anything to say about a movie that you guys saw as well. But I guess the first thing here is that Emilia Perez, one of the five, if you recall, 84 films, now 86, over the past couple weeks, but 84 films at the time that I did my big review of every movie and ranking them from last year. Emilia Perez at that time was 79th, which is in the bottom 5 worst movies of last year. Everybody hates this. Everyone hates this movie.
It's getting so many nominations.
Everyone hates it. Let's look up the like Rotten Tomatoes and everything. Oh my god, 74% critics. That's disgusting. Shame on you. 22 audience. That is a 52% a 52% difference between the critics and audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is, and even then, I'm surprised the critic score is that high because a lot of critics hate this movie as well. Like it really is. It felt like just the awards people that belong to the Academy and whatever that are voting for this movie are the only ones that love it. But IMDb, it's a flat 6. Letterboxd, it's now
Musical
a 2.4.
crime comedy.
It's terrible. It doesn't do any of them good. Okay, it's the most tone deaf movie of the year. People who are Mexican or from Mexico didn't like it. In fact, it's gotten so universally panned by the Mexican audience that the government had to step in to refund, because there was too much demand for refunding money by Mexicans in their own, by the biggest Mexican theater chain. Like it's that universally panned
That's
in Mexico.
insane.
There's
Be right back for 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. There's a trans story involved with it as well, where the main character, Emilia Perez, not really a main character, Zoe Saldana is the main character, and we'll get to that in a second. But the main character is a cartel leader, like boss, and they're trying to get away and hide and whatever. And the way that they're doing it is by becoming transgender. So it's like super tone deaf in that regard too, and the personality changes after they transition. It's like just not even close to how it works in any way or why people do it. And so trans people hate it. It's directed by a pretentious French guy who didn't do any research before making the movie. So
Clearly.
it's blatantly misrepresenting a lot of different groups here. It's both, like you said, it's a crime, it's an action, it's a musical. None of it's good. There are 30 songs or musical numbers in this movie. Not a single one is okay. They're all terrible. And two of them are nominated for Best Original Song this year. What are we doing?
Which makes
Oscars?
no sense.
What are we doing? Nobody likes this movie. No one. I have not seen a single person that I respect in any way on Twitter talking about how they enjoyed this movie and it's deserving of awards. Everybody hates this, and they hate that it's got 13 awards. 13 is tied for the second most in Oscar history. Now, there are a handful of movies that have 13 and a handful with 14, which is the lead. But the fact that it still has that much prestige and in categories that don't make any goddamn sense. I don't know how you can think that this movie is one of the 10 best films of the year because it's in Best Picture. It's in Lead Actress for a performance that was not good by Carla Sofia Gascon. And I think part of the reason, I don't want to be like that, but I think part of the reason they did is because she is a trans woman, and they can push the envelope by doing that, which is frustrating because give it to someone who actually performed well, not because blah blah blah, right? But the other thing,
Politics.
Zoe Saldana gets in for supporting actress. She's not the supporting actress in the movie. She is the lead. She's not Emilia Perez, but she is the lead. The whole story revolves around her and what she's doing. She's the lawyer that gets all this stuff orchestrated, and so like it is category fraud to put Zoe Saldana in supporting actress. The only reason they did it is so that they can both be nominated and potentially both win the award at the Oscars. It's asinine, and it's not, again, it's not just this crap, but it. Think about the movies that were cast to the side because they needed to make room for this. Think about best director.
It's bullshit.
Where's the best director on here? Best director, Denis Villeneuve for Dune 2. I know you didn't see it, but I mean, come on. Did not get an Oscar nomination for this movie. That is one of the biggest directorial achievements of the film of film ever, really. Not just this year, but ever. Instead, though, we get Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez, poorly directed film. We also get, not to cast a stray at a complete unknown, but I also disagree with this, James Mangold for A Complete Unknown. The movie is not great because of his direction. That's like the farthest from it. And so you have two people who should not be nominated here taking a spot away from Denis Villeneuve. Are we serious? Like, it's asinine stuff. Dune 2, and not just because I'm trying to come to bat for this movie, but a lot of people are, and it was one of the best movies of last year. But the first Dune film in 2021, yeah, well, thank you. The first film in 2021, the 2022 Oscars, it was nominated for 8 categories, and it won 6. Like, it for all intents and purposes, it swept the Oscars without winning the big awards. This film, the second one, which a lot of people, again, regard as better than the first one, grander in scale, grander in scope, a better, like, you know, because you're getting things going. It's not the first chapter. You can move forward. It doesn't meander, right? It's nominated for less awards than the first Dune won awards in that Oscar. It's nominated for 5. That's it. And it might win a single one. It might win one.
That's ridiculous.
We're in a real bad state for the Oscars. And again, like, I already don't really like take the Oscars seriously, but it's really a bad reflection when this is like the most accessible awards show for film, and people who, like, you know, okay, yeah, the Oscars, like, this is a prestigious award. You know, if I'm getting into movies and I want to see what's good and new, I'll look to the Oscars and see what was nominated there.
Oscars.
Exactly. And now they're being force-fed crappy movies because the Oscars tells them that it's good, but it's not good. And then greater disdain in the film industry, greater, like, okay, I don't want these original ideas anymore. I just want the same slop because I know I'm going to like the slop instead of taking risks. We're seeing that right now with Better Man, by the way, which is part of the reason it's bombing so poorly, despite how great that movie is by both of our opinions.
Fucking awesome film.
Another thing, though, and this is the end of my rant, I suppose, because I don't want to spend too long on this, but original score. Not only is it a particularly weak category compared to years past, but they explicitly excluded Dune 2 because there wasn't enough original music. According to the Academy, there wasn't enough original music for it to be considered an original score. So it was excluded long before it had the chance of winning or even being nominated. Mind you, Wicked is on here for score. Now, I know the musical numbers are not part of the score technically. They're, you know, music, they're songs. But what are you saying that the Wicked score is one of the 5 best of the year without the songs, without the lyrics? Are you serious? Are you serious? And that's number 1. Number 2, to tell me that it's original? Come on. This is category fraud once again. The other one, well, Emilia Perez being on here again. Fucking ridiculous. But the other contradiction to their own criteria for original score this year by excluding Hans Zimmer's score. Last year, John Williams, again, love John Williams, but John Williams got an Oscar nomination for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Are you telling me that score was original enough to get a nomination last year, but not Hans Zimmer's score this year? A John Williams Indiana Jones score was original enough. The 5th movie in that franchise. Really?
Bullshit.
Really? What is happening? So, yeah. anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on it, so the rant's over. But yeah, if you're looking for any reason to not watch the Oscars or not participate or think that they're completely irrelevant, now is the perfect time. This is the basically the final straw. Emilia Perez with 13 nominations is asinine. It should be criminal, honestly. It is one of the 5 worst movies I watched last year. Everybody seems to agree, and it's probably going to sweep. And that's a really, really bad reflection on the industry in itself and how pretentious the industry is in propping up whatever the hell they want and not considering anything about public opinion. That's a big problem. Dune 2, for an example, was
Absolutely.
a massive box office hit. Everybody loved it universally. Like, I mean, we can look at just real quick in closing here. We can look at these scores by critics and audience to compare to a movie like Emilia Perez and let the audience be the judge here. 92% critic, 95 audience, 8.5 out of 10 on IMDb, and a 4.4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. If you want to know which movie to go out and watch this weekend, and you're looking at Oscar nominations, this is your answer, not Emilia Perez, and this one has 8 less nominations. sad stuff.
100%.
Anyway, rant over. If you actually want a good awards show that was actually, takes into consideration the stuff, had a fan vote that was a part of it, and shout out to another smaller podcast that I think does a really good job at like actually caring about movies, and also a lot of effort being put into the production of that show as well. Check out the Real Talk podcast. Official shout out here on the channel. Again, another small audience, a small community there, but I think that podcast is a lot of fun. I listen to it weekly, so yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I would wait for Barufi, but if he's gone any longer, I think we should probably just cut it.
Yeah, I think we're at the curtain call, if
Yeah.
you will.
So you opened us. You want to close us?
I just want to thank everybody if you've made it this far. We appreciate any listeners throughout the podcast. Just trying to make things grow, see where we can take this, because we all care very deeply about this, have a lot of fun doing it. So thank you to everybody who listened. Comment down below what your favorite sports logo is. And if you want to make fun of my picks for cartoons, go for it. I'm inviting the hate on my draft picks. Anyways, this has been Coast to Coast. Thank you, everybody.
See ya.